Morgan Wade, superhero of BMX, second time on Unclicked podcast, and we're going to talk about conspiracy theories for 2 hours straight.
Tell me what you know.
Yes.
Tell me about the balloons.
The balloons
from China.
But welcome back, Morgan.
Made in America.
I wasn't here the first one, so I'm excited to be here on this one.
Yeah, I felt kind of gypped on the first one. Not gonna lie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I had to sit with this guy the entire
for that long, one-on-one. Huh?
Yeah,
Oof.
pitiful scenario.
I've done it. It's
so
fun.
much strength, so little strength. Yeah, it was the episode that you quit on. That's what I was. That's how I started. I was like, "Yeah, welcome, Morgan. There is no Dennis. He quit."
I'm back.
I couldn't stay away.
A little rubut.
I've done it a couple times now. I can't resist. I love it.
You said you have a gift, but it's forthcoming.
Yeah,
it's forthcoming. Didn't really work out.
I wasn't able to get it done in time.
Okay.
So.
Well, before you showed up, I asked if you wanted some shirts.
Nice.
So I got you a shirt and a bunch of stickers.
I like it.
So
we expect
please
the next
enjoy.
contest
Please
or jam.
enjoy.
Your bike is covered in those ourbmx
Yes.
stickers.
My BMX.
You're not sponsored.
Yeah.
Free T-shirt.
Nice.
It's as good as it gets nowadays.
And
Yeah, right.
yeah, that's it, right? Peaking.
Yeah.
You are in town doing school shows.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Doing the hashtag No Hate Tour.
No Hate Tour.
Or ASA. We're doing basically the Marines basically pay us to come and do anti-bullying show for the high school kids. Then they have like a pull-up contest and.
You've done
That's
this
cool.
for multiple years, though, right?
Oh yeah, since 2019 was my first year doing ASA stuff. But I mean, I've been doing obviously shows since a long time, since the
And
90s.
Really?
What late like 99 or 2000?
what's the
my first
day-to-day on a school show situation? Like, how many do you do in it a day?
One or two a day. Usually, it's one school
Uh-huh.
a day, so it's like one setup, one teardown, and we might do depending on the number of students. If they won't all fit in the gym or wherever we're at, then we'll do like two shows.
And is
It's
it?
pretty good, pretty fun. Get to do some fun tricks.
It's high school shows. That's pretty legit because a lot of people have to do like elementary school shows. Like I feel like the high school ones are like,
a little harder.
are they?
High school shows are harder
It's a harder
because
crowd.
the kids, a harder crowd.
They
yeah.
got the internet. They see all the stuff.
Yeah,
so
they,
they're
know,
like,
they think they know what they're looking at, or they're too cool.
you do a
So, like,
720. They're like, dude, I want to see a 1080.
Where was the double front flip?
Yeah.
Some kid the other day, I was pedaling at the quarter, and he's like, "Cash roll," and I was like, "Absolutely not."
Okay,
No.
guy.
Yeah. The elementary school is probably way more easy to
Oh,
entertain.
you could do a power wheelie by them, and they're just like, "Yeah, this is amazing."
Huh.
Oh
Hell yeah.
Kids are awesome.
Yeah.
Kids are awesome. Adults, not so much. No, it's fun. Like the high schools are a lot of fun. If you have the correct like presentation for the material, then it's awesome.
And sometimes they lose it because I went to a couple of them and the crowd, like the kids were really into it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's
over
what,
at Hoover
if you
and stuff like that.
present it the proper way.
Mhm.
Like
It gets
they
tons of
really
Tons of
get into
people
it.
I grew up riding with got into it from like a show coming to their school.
Yeah.
They're powerful. And it's a crazy thing too, because it's like a great way for riders to make money.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
so many
sorry,
of them. There's so many different show teams out there doing it. Like a lot of people don't know that BMX has this other outlet of making a little cash by doing these demos.
It's fun.
Dude, shows are awesome.
This isn't sort of on subject, but do you consider like a show rider a professional BMXer?
This is one of the
Well,
most
I think this is
professional BMX
it's a
riders ever.
polarizing. It's a polarizing question.
It depends though, because there's huge ranges where like you're pulling up with a box jump that is hardly a box jump, you
Yeah.
know, and you got these guys that are just learned backflips, and then you got Morgan Wade and Pat
Well-
Casey doing these ASA shows. So there's a huge range, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. I mean, there definitely are. It depends how you look at it. I mean, the way I look at it, if you're a professional rider and if you're too busy to do shows, that's one thing. If you refuse to do shows, I think that's absurd.
Yeah.
Because like, holy crap, like you're getting paid to ride your bike in front of a crowd. You're getting experience riding in front of crowds, which I mean, obviously we've had plenty of that, but like it never hurts to kind of be out there in front of people riding and you get to do tricks. So you choose how hard you ride.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have kind of a set rhythm. You fall into a rhythm after a while. I mean, I've got 6 weeks of this tour. It's a 13-week tour. I'm doing the first 6 weeks. So you fall into a rhythm of like what tricks you do in the show. It's like, okay, now it's time for that trick, this trick. You have sections in the show and everyone kind of gets used to like who's doing what when, but you can change it up if you want to. If you want to ride harder, you ride harder. Like years ago, I was doing the Texas State Fair, which is a 24 4 days straight, I believe.
Damn.
That's
Of
insane.
shows, and it's like 3 shows a day, and we
The same place?
yeah,
3
same
shows
place.
a day,
Yeah,
24 days
one set,
straight.
yeah, the Texas State Fair.
That's probably a good little payout just to ride your bike every day for a month straight.
It's not good. It gets grueling after a while.
You can't get hurt at all.
Well, let me tell you about that. I got another whole. That's a whole
While he's
rabbit
flip
trail.
whipping open.
That's a whole
open
rabbit trail
loops.
we can go down. But like years ago, I decided I wasn't like I could do 7s, but I wasn't like really good at 7s. So I was like, okay, I can do them, but I wasn't super confident. And I was like, I'm doing a 7 every single show. So 3 times a day, 24 days straight. I did and by the end of the fair, 7s feel like 360s now.
That's
Crazy.
a lot of
Because
720s.
it's just repetition and you're working on tricks.
Yeah.
So to some guys, that's riding their private foam pit and resi,
Mm-hmm.
for weeks and months on and getting ready for a contest. Or you can do shows and make money and
Same thing
do
almost.
the same exact thing and have a good time doing it. Get to see the world, explore.
I like the outlook on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because a lot of people, they'll turn it down when it's like,
Yeah, and the other
there were
thing
some
too
shows
is,
in
like,
San Diego and someone hit me up. I would do that shit in a heartbeat as long as I'm not busy.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
just it. Like, I mean, I definitely have to prioritize like my time as far
Because you
as that
said
goes.
how many weeks? What kind of show are you on right now? 16
this
weeks
is a
straight.
13-week tour.
13 weeks.
It's 13 weeks. Yeah,
So you're not home
straight.
for 13 weeks.
He's doing
Well,
6.
I'm doing the first 6. So
6
I
weeks.
basically was like, 6 is about my limit for how long.
6 weeks is a long time.
I did get to fly
especially
home.
for a father.
Yeah.
I did get to fly home in the middle because Cotter's birthday was start of February. So
Oh, that's nice.
3 weeks in, I flew home for a day and then right back out.
Well,
so
that's-
that
Month
was
and a
some-
half though. That's like a lot of people do that. They go ship out. Like people who work
Yeah.
on fishing boats. It's a month and a half. Come back. Like
It is what it is.
Yeah.
is what it is.
It
man.
is what it is. That's
Get to
what-
travel, ride your bike, and make money.
That's what we do. So,
That ain't bad.
yeah.
And and you're with a good crew, right? Who's on the crew with you?
I'm with a good crew, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, it's Dan Sieg's announcing.
Mhm.
Whoa,
We've-
cool.
We've got Logan Place is riding
Okay.
box jump. AJ and I is riding the box jump, and then we got Dane Beardsley doing flat.
Doing flat stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so everyone shreds and everyone gets along really well. It's kind of strange, like not having someone that everyone's kind of like butting heads with on a tour. Because usually, like when you're on a tour, there's
Name
like one
names.
guy.
Name names.
They'll rub somebody the wrong way.
Yeah.
We have a game. We play, but we have one guy that'll kind of rub somebody the wrong way. It's not that anybody dislikes the person, but you butt heads when you're spend a lot of time with each other. You guys know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone butts heads, and then you end up with like kind of like a shared like this guy, and if everyone's kind of ganging up on him, it's bullying. So we can show up at the schools and tell them not to do what we do. No.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely a difference between bullying and being goofy and playing around
Yeah.
and giving each other a hard time.
Especially as
But-
grown men too.
I
Your
mean,
kids,
it's like,
it's-
so Catfish was with us for the first 3 weeks,
he's a bully.
and he's
I'm
like,
just joking.
he's literally, like, in my personal opinion, I think he's the best announcer for shows, hands down.
Oh,
Might be
yeah.
one of the best
He brings so much.
announcers
He brings
for
so much
anything.
energy to
When-
stuff.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what, as soon as the show starts, it's like he turns it on and he gets everyone involved and he's joking with the crowd and he's having a good time. Everyone's
He's great,
laughing.
man. He
He's
puts real energy
amazing
into
at
it.
that. And then when you're not in the shows, he's either like the most fun dude or the worst dude. And he knows exactly what
I
I'm
haven't.
talking about.
I haven't really
This is
hung
not-
out. I
this
haven't
is
really
not
hung
music
out with him
catfish.
in a long
And,
time. but
he's just, he's Catfish. He
Yeah.
can,
He
can
would
a
be
little-
great for the podcast
he
one
can be
day
a little,
too.
A little
Yeah,
moody
he's like a
sometimes. He gets
That'd be
a little
funny.
moody, little guy.
I'd have to poke at him for a couple of things.
Oh,
But
we-
And he'd poke at us
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
man.
he
He's
would.
good.
Yeah.
That's just
He's not
it. Like,
shy.
we push. Well, me personally, I push his buttons all the time just because it's funny.
yeah,
His reactions are pretty good.
yeah.
You guys get to go shred
That's
after?
that's always been the thing with Morgan is that when if you show weakness, he's like he like is like hits him and he's like, oh god, let me just
That's
let
my
me
end.
feed in this and gobble this up.
Such a bully. I'm such a
Catfish.
bully.
Most bullies are like that.
No, but it's like
Well, I was homeschooled. Okay, I didn't have anybody to bully, so
Yeah.
making up for it. now.
yeah.
It's like the opposite of like what you think a homeschool kid would be like. Like they get bullied after. Morgan's like, I missed out on all the bullying I could have done in
Now
middle school.
I get to drop in. No. If I don't like somebody, I don't talk to them.
Yeah, that's is it what happened? Okay, I have two questions. I wanted to talk about the fall that Catfish had. Did you see that
Oh,
clip where it was
gosh.
like he went to go bunny hop? Oh, he went to go do the fake bunny hop over the kids, like.
It was amazing.
And
so
he-
like
What do you mean
the,
fake
he-
bunny hop?
like-
so the bunny, the
yeah,
bunny
he'll
hop skit.
explain.
Have you ever seen? You've seen a BMX show? The bunny
Yeah,
hop
for
Is it
skit.
sure.
on? Is it on his Instagram?
It's on my Instagram. I posted it, and
I haven't done a show in
Texas-
a long
it's
time.
been
now.
the last thing I posted.
Texas M Wade.
yeah, Texas M. I haven't posted anything since then. I don't think so. That'll be the latest.
So the
one.
kids lay down or something?
We're gonna get
Yeah,
this
there
right
it
now.
is. Here it is right here. Oh man, you gotta get the sound, the volume. You gotta get the sound.
Oh no!
The sound is
Dude, that's an auditorium filled with people. That's a big show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta.
It's got that Simon and Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh,
Dude,
catfish.
So in his defense,
He's like 59 years old too. Smashing into that
keep
quarter.
going. He's probably more like 79 or
70, but he
80
never
or
ages.
something
Fountain
like
of youth, man. He's like 15 forever.
So the
Dang.
red part in the middle of the court there,
Yeah.
right in front of the that paint was
That was
super
gnarly.
slick.
Oh.
So it was, and like I had made a couple comments on. This was the second show in that auditorium and that gym, and like, of course, it was literally
Like a broken collarbone or separated shoulder kind of
second to
fall.
last day. I think it was second to last day that he was with us. We were in Vegas, and of course, like usually if we're kind of giving him a hard time, we make him do the bunny hop or something like that. Because normally I do the bunny hop scare. You pull kids out of the crowd, you lay him down, and then you jump them. So I'll be I can jump him, and I'll pass the bike off and run and jump over him.
Yeah.
And like, no, do it with the bike. So like, I can do it with the bike. You grab the bike and you jump over him holding the bike. Then they get all upset. Riding the bike, and then you ride the bike, but then I'll like skid and like almost hit him or do a practice jump next to him. So the practice jump is what he's doing right here, where he's acting like he can't.
He's not going to be able to clear them.
to try to scare them.
What does
right?
a auditorium of high school kids do when that happens?
It was great. I mean,
Do they crack up or like?
oh yeah.
I mean, you can see.
They don't care how hard he
You
fell.
can see that the clips are from kids.
Yeah, this was from some kid in the
Look, they're in the
Like,
crowd.
I actually-
Both angles.
I totally swiped that off of Instagram, like the hashtag. or
They're
whatever.
filming the entire time, just
You didn't ask-
waiting
what?
for
You
this
got these-
moment.
How did you?
So
find
we
these
have a
clips?
hashtag no hate tour.
Oh, okay.
We tell the kids if they got video clips or photos to tag
They got
us.
that.
And then they do. So like every show, like they just, and especially when something amazing
Oh my
like this.
gosh.
So he was at the wrong angle. He was going to like jump off the side of the quarter. So he was like, oh, I'll just turn. And he turned his front wheel. You can watch his front wheel slip out.
Yeah.
And he body bagged. So look at how hard his body hits the floor.
God, this poor hip.
Oh man. I literally, I wish there was a camera on me. I was just outside of the frame by the box jump. I was literally
Dying.
rolling around on the floor, laughing so hard. And like, of course, they're like, oh, is he okay? And I'm just like,
He's fine.
Oh. Even if somebody eats crap and it's funny, even if they're not fine, it's still funny.
It's still funny. Yeah.
And
then-
we all know each other well enough to.
As long as they're not sleeping.
Sleeping's bad. That's
What,
bad.
did you just look at me?
That's not funny.
it's not
That's
funny,
never
yeah.
funny.
I
That's
think I saw that. And
Yeah, that was not
That was a
fun.
recent
I tried
not
to.
funny.
I tried
it was funny
to,
when we knew he was okay.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But that moment when your friend is sleeping it makes you sick.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to ride
Quick
Saturday or something, and I was like, still can't ride. Like my shoulder is like
Oh,
still
dang.
no good. So I was actually very surprised I couldn't ride because I can kind of do most anything. And then I rode around. And I was like, damn.
Those are brutal,
I remember
man.
the last time I got knocked out.
You don't remember how brutal they were, but they were brutal.
Yeah.
I think it was a Drew's thing that uncontainable.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
We did
That was,
talk-
that was a
yeah.
good. That was a good.
What happened
one.
with that? Let me
Knocked
just refresh me
knocked
real
a
quick.
tooth out, broke my nose, bruised my kidneys.
Were you just not warmed
pissed
up or
blood for
something?
3
Because that
days.
seems
No,
like
no.
a.
Okay, so
You can explain it. It's all
Yeah.
right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
you have to go back a little bit to understand why this happened. I had an idea for an event that revolved around not telling anybody what the event was. So when you show up, you discover, and how you react to the event is part of the event, right? So that was my idea.
Scare
You
the
would have
shit
been,
out of
you would have been
everyone.
invited, by the way. So that being
But
said,
it was like a part. It was supposed to be like a part course
a
element
part
with different
contest. It's
stuff.
like-
yeah.
So one time,
But I'm sure it's his, so it's
But
gonna
then Drew,
scare the shit out of
Brian-
Drew plays a joke
That's the
and just
idea.
like, yeah,
So
come
Brian-
ride this, and it's uncontainable.
so I told him, I was like, oh, he was like, what's your idea? And I was like, I can't tell you that. I'll ruin it. He was like, oh, okay. Well, I got something too. I want you to come ride with me. I was like, oh, okay, what is it? He was like, I can't tell you. And I was like, oh, we're going to play that game now. Cause he was just a tit for tat at that point.
Yeah.
I show up in Nova Scotia along with Michael Laren. Both of us show up and he hasn't told either of us anything. And we drive out to these things and it's just like,
One of the craziest setups ever made for BMX.
what? And he's like, yeah, this is it. And we're just like, dude, a little warning would have been nice. Like, holy cow, dude. So there's like a 16-foot sub box.
Should play a clip of it real quick.
Yeah.
Just
There's
to,
like
just
a
to quiet. I know you guys talked about it in the last one, but
It's
the uncontainable
I
thing.
have
Shout
the
out to
actual
Drew B because he's done some amazing stuff
So I dropped
and
in. I
got
jumped
all the
up,
way to that.
I jumped up on this 16-foot sub box that Drew made out of like a 10-foot quarter. It was huge. And I was freaking out about dropping in. And Drew, of course, is like Superman Seed Indian to manual to, turn downs.
He destroyed
this thing. He's a beast. So he's going nuts with it. And I was like kind of like stressing it. It's like,
especially sitting up there for a while.
Yeah,
like
it makes it worse.
Oh yeah.
So finally,
16-foot rolling.
It's 16-foot drop, about 10 feet out into like a 12-foot big quarter, right? This thing over here, not that one,
No,
but
that one.
the other one after it. So I drop in, I go a little bit deep, I'm a little bit sideways, front wheel blows out, straight to the face, rigor mortis roll, like arms up, like.
Yeah, I see. I think it's in like a behind the scenes.
It is,
Definitely.
that thing right there in the background. That was what I landed in right there, but I landed super low. Yeah. Okay.
And then so the kicker is
So it was just like you're sitting up there and didn't know what you're going into and not warmed up at all, and you sat up there freaking out for too long. Because I feel like you would have destroyed this setup if you would have been a little warmed up.
I did do that drop afterwards because I was like, I'm not leaving here without doing it.
So you're such an animal. You probably had a separated shoulder knocked out.
That thing. Look at this.
I know.
What a lunatic. So just that drop right there, but I landed like low, like at past halfway mark, and my front wheel blew out, and I went straight to my face. Knocked my tooth out, broke my nose, bruised both kidneys, pissed blood for 3 days. It was a good time.
But still rode the Euro
And
gap.
then he rode
Still
the
did it.
next day, and
Yeah,
at
it was
least
like
and at least was like, I'm not leaving on a loss.
Doing it. I got to do this drop right here. I did not do a backflip down it though.
Yeah, fuck.
No. So that was my last.
Shout out to Drew.
Yeah, shout out to Drew
B.
Talked to him the other day.
How's he doing?
He's doing good.
Good.
Nice.
Good to hear.
He's in a good headspace. So
Awesome.
Cool.
we're gonna try to get his jaw fixed up. I got a sweet doctor back home. So
Oh, cool.
The guy that fixed all my teeth.
Yeah.
He said was down to help him out.
Hell yeah.
So.
Great to hear. The other, before we move off the school stuff, wall taps
Wall taps. Yeah.
on backboard, like, because he does.
I got knocked silly on that. I think I know where you're going with this.
No. Actually, I don't
There's
have.
a crash clip. Go back to my Instagram. There's a crash clip. It was.
I actually don't, but I just wonder what the circumstances are when they do happen, because it seems like when the setup is right, when you're feeling good, like when one of those things.
It's both. It's a little bit farther. There it is, bottom right.
Oh,
down one,
jeez.
that one. Yeah.
I wasn't actually
The sound of
going.
this one's good too.
You have an amazing Instagram too.
Tap, slip, case, nose wheelie, face plant.
Oh,
Shoulder was pissed off. Eyeballs rolled around in my head a little bit. I was a little silly after that one. Pocket knife falls out of my pocket right here. Right there on the ground.
slam, dude.
I started putting my pocket knife in my bag.
I
just so that-
mean,
yeah, AJ rolls over and I was just like, well,
I'm good.
my eyes were literally spinning right here.
Ooh.
You're like, I'm good.
I was like, I think I'm done, guys. I think I'm done. And then, of course, we did the last like flip train. I was like, okay, I gotta get in on it. I can't go out like that.
Morgan's always posting the best
sound,
stuff.
yeah.
If you don't follow his Instagram, it's an amazing one.
And then
So
okay,
the wall,
and then,
the wall taps when it's right, it's right. Sometimes the wall is like slick or it's not hard enough or it's sheetrock and you just can't do it because you'll go right through it. I don't like there was a wall with a giant mural on it and I was thinking about it. And then Logan was like, yo, that's sheetrock. I was like, ooh, good call.
yeah,
Didn't blow
do it.
through a mural and
and
That would be
shit.
no bueno.
and then cold turkey 720s.
Cold Turkey 720, that's Wesley Hark's thing. So I came on tour this last year. Yeah, I came on tour with them the end of last year for the last 3 weeks of the fall tour, and I found out
Damn.
Wesley every morning, first hit on the jump, he puts his pads on, doesn't warm up, just grabs his bike, airs the quarter and 720s the bottom.
That's so sick.
Every day.
That's insane.
Every
He's a
day.
savage, dude.
And I was like, okay, let's
I'll
do it.
get
And I
on
was like,
that.
okay, I'll rise to the occasion. And so I did it with him almost every day. Like, and we even did it at 7:20 in the morning one time.
Damn.
Yeah. We did cold turkey sevens
That's
at 7:20 a.m.
That's pretty savage.
It was fun. Wesley's savage, dude. He could be spinning tens probably easy.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
No,
right?
I mean cold turkey.
cold turkeys.
okay.
Imagine
I mean,
cold
a
turkey
couple of them,
1080.
dude. He was like overcooking sevens and
Yeah.
like having to like open up.
One-handed tail whips. People do them.
I saw
very
you,
rare.
Was it you that commented on that?
Probably.
Something about wanting to do it
Because
Jaden
me
or
and
whatever?
Jaden were like trying to do them, and we were like,
Oh
we're
yeah, you
trying
just
so
tagged
hard,
Jaden.
and we were doing them so ugly. And
I
then we
know
watched
a
this
guy that could probably help you out.
right here. That's why I wanted. Do you have any
Like, what
advice? How
tips?
do you do that so good?
Muscles.
Because I like go one hand, stall it out, and then have to grab back on and kind of.
So
You're just
where do
so
you
lofty.
let go at?
I don't know.
That
I guess
helps.
kind
That
of in the
helps.
beginning. What do you mean? Where do you let go at? Let's see.
Pretty early.
He's like
It's so
pretty
relaxed,
early.
so
So once you
No one has a one-handed tail whip like that.
once you get it going, it wants to
Austin
continue.
Coleman.
It wants to continue to go, right? And you can kind of like help it a little bit with the one hand, but you have to stiffen up your wrist like really.
And you're right foot
it's
forward,
quite
so
grippy. So I take my left hand off.
You take your left hand off, so I take my right hand off,
Yeah.
which makes sense.
So it would be basically you kick it and it comes out, and then as it gets to there, the bars will kind of turn with it a little bit, and then you just pull it in.
Look how steezy
Austin Coleman had a good one.
He had like the OG one.
Yeah,
Ben Snowden
and
did,
is that a down whip?
I don't know.
he was goofy footed, but
I think it's just
Ben Snowden too did one-handed 3-whips for a time.
really.
Yeah,
Ben Boyles did that also.
really.
One hand 3-whips. Yeah, I never figured that out.
Yours are like the only ones though that like
one-handed flip whip, but that didn't work for me. The bike went away.
Yeah, because you have to do it so slow. It's like just everything plops on at once.
The first one, so
Trying to find a
quarter
clipper
pipe.
one,
Doing
What about-
it on
I
a
think
quarter
my problem-
pipe is even easier.
You
in air.
do one-handed
No,
double
well,
whips.
the single whips, it's the double whips are not easy. The single whips is very easy on a quarter pipe. It's easier than a box jump. So because it wants to come back to you, it kind of goes out and comes back. So you don't have to like fight it as much.
And do you not grab on till the end? Like you kind of wait for everything? Because I feel like my problem is if I grab on and I miss, I'm belly flopping.
Oh yeah, that'll happen for
So
sure.
you just wait it out.
Yeah,
You
just
don't
relax. Just relax.
Okay, that's a huge.
It's gonna come
All right,
around.
Jaden, you hear that? We
So
gotta wait it out.
Relax.
We were like, we got this. Then we both belly flopped, and we're like, ooh, I don't got this. 'Cause it
So-
felt pretty good.
You know how like I always explain like jumping a box jump, like when kids are trying to learn like tail whips or when they're doing flyouts, right? And it's like I told a kid this literally just yesterday at OB. Like he was doing flyout whips and he kept missing his foot. And I was like, dude, it's easier on a box jump. You got more time. Like because you come into a landing, it's not a harsh landing. Like he was right there. He's gonna get it. He's on it for sure. I don't remember his name unfortunately, but like he was killing it. And it's just that back foot wouldn't get on. And I was like, you just need more time, a little bit more time. You have a box jump, you're gonna go higher, you're gonna go farther, smoother.
That's the most.
And it's
ever.
the same thing. You just have to know you've got that time. Let it do its thing.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I'll keep working on
relax.
because I got mad and gave up, and I was like,
I used to catch feet before I put my hand on, and I've always wanted.
that's a huge pointer because
I've always wanted to land one handed, but I had chickened out every time I've ever like actually gone for it. I've chickened out and grabbed on. At the last
Makes
second.
sense.
Scary thing for me is when I grab back on because I grab early and get the rest of the thing around. So I'm gonna try and just wait it out.
Yep.
And boom.
Yep.
Okay.
You can always pitch it if it's. You can always just let go of it. And
Yeah, because
run out of it.
the worst case scenario is going to grab the hand and missing, and when it's not all the way around, you belly flop. There's like nothing you could do about it.
Yeah,
That's what scared me. I was like,
I mean,
whoa,
like, when
this
you
went
do-
from like feeling pretty safe to
if you
I
do,
would have been done.
if you do a Superman seat grab, I mean, you grab on. It's like the last thing you do.
True.
You push out, and then when you
Yeah,
pull back,
yeah.
you're basically grabbing.
Yeah,
on
you
the
don't
last-
grab
at
on
the
and pull
last
everything
second.
back.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
All right. I'm excited to try that.
Mhm.
I'll post one on my
Trick
Instagram
tips.
one day.
The doubles
from Morgan
involve
Wade.
just being
All right, we're done.
extremely stiff wrist.
Yeah.
You're way
And
just
just like-
one tail whip at a time,
It
Morgan.
feels
Did you?
really
Was the
awkward.
first one-handed double tail up you ever tried like 20 feet out of a mega ramp quarter pipe
on a quarter? Yeah.
on the mega ramp quarter pipe?
Well, so
So I
the
did
quote of
once-
last podcast was like, I've only tried triple tail whips
Over 20 feet.
over 20 feet
Yeah, that's true.
out of a quarter pipe.
I've
You're
never
such a
I've never
madman,
gone
dude.
under 20 and tried a triple whip. But I've never even done that foam pit before. I just did it.
Dude, that's
Like,
insane.
I've never done it on a jump, just only on the quarter pipe.
And
You are like
and-
the only one that
and-
really
but-
genuinely loves the mega
He
ramp.
kicked-
I feel
and
like
he
everyone else
kicked-
does it.
I hope they
And you kicked
I know,
it. You kicked
yeah.
the double, and you just decided, well, this was the
Yeah,
one.
I messed up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
This is he literally he
jumping
went
all over
off.
the place
He
here.
went yeah, but
okay.
it's fine. I love this quote. And this is my favorite part of the last podcast.
Yeah.
Is you explaining the first time you decided to do it.
I've been doing double whips on the quarter
Mhm.
for like the whole week in practice. That's like my go-to is just like, prep, you get a nice, I drag brakes down the landing a little bit, slow down a little bit, get like 14, 15 foot air and just let a nice slow double whip come around. It feels good. And then when it comes contest time, I'm always like, no brakes. We're going. So like
20 footers.
Yeah, pumping as hard as I can, trying to go faster. So of course, first run, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do like a flip tuck, super easy, super chill. I can land, get speed, get a good pump, do a real big double whip air, get a good score on the board. That was my goal.
Let's get on the board.
So I do that, get on the board, right?
Okay.
And I had in my head, I'm gonna do a double whip, and then if that, I'll get a good score, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna try the triple whip. And it was like I'd never tried it before, so I was like, we're just gonna see what happens. So I drop in, do the flip no hander or whatever it was, land, get a good pump. And because it was different than practice the whole week, it was naturally higher, but I did the exact same double whip. So I went yank, yank. And the second one was coming around and I was still going up. And I was like, ooh, this is bad. Cause I was like, if I catch this, it's going to go catch. And then you just keep rotating, right? And I'd do like a 360 to fakie.
Ooh,
20 feet out.
20 feet out. You got that.
Free
No,
coaster.
I did not want to do that because I don't go backwards very well at all. Like I'm not.
No one goes backwards 20 feet.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't go backwards at one foot. So like I'm bad at doing it on like off a curb. So like how am I going to do it on that? So I was like, well, if I catch it, I'm going to eat crap. So I was like, whatever, we'll let it go again. So I just let it go a third time and it came around and I got pedals and I just looped out.
Ooh.
And then I was like, crap, everyone is going to expect me to do it every time now. So I wasted all my runs trying it. I crashed every time.
I remember that year.
That was when it was in the LA Coliseum and the rally cars put all the dirt on the ramp. Yeah, that was that one.
Was that the year?
Amazing though.
Yeah,
you're just
amazing.
like, well, I guess we're doing 3, boys. talking to your balls right
And then
there.
it took
Have that much
basically.
time in the air to be like, let's just let it go again.
And then it took
First one ever.
2013 was the first time I actually pulled it.
What
in
you have
Brazil.
any comments? Because I know like James Foster kind of had the same thing. Like he's like, I've never. What was the thing that he did? He did like bar to triple
down.
Oh,
triple
bar to
down
triple
whip.
down, yeah.
Dude,
And
I
he was like,
love
yeah, I've never,
Mega X Games.
I've tried that trick twice in my life.
Gosh.
And it's like,
Where did he try
It was good.
that's it.
It was
Only
good.
on
It was
Mega Ramp.
clean.
Only in the,
Stomped it. It
Yeah.
was so scary because you knew he was going to do it for some reason. Like he did the bar to double down and then it was like, I think he's going to do triple.
I'm just going to get this out in the open right now. James, your jump needs a little work in that run. But other than that, the quarter was great.
yeah.
Quarter was
I
great.
mean,
What did you do
but-
on the jump?
That's kind
A
of
Superman seat grab. Yeah.
You should have won.
If you want to call it a Superman secret.
There's
Sorry,
been a couple
James. I
years
love you,
you
James.
should've won.
No,
For
but,
sure.
I mean,
Give him
dude,
the
That's what it is.
as
He
far
got-
as
he got the gold, but-
tricks on the quarter, I mean, I would assume that's probably the craziest that's ever been
the
done.
quarter should be scored a little higher,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because it's a lot gnarlier.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it
a lot
is.
gnarlier.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can slide out all day, hucking a trick on the big
Yeah.
big dog.
I tried a 1080 on that thing. I never tried a 1080 before. I tried it on the big gap.
Yeah.
I was just like, should I go again? Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Cold turkey 10s.
Cold turkey 10s. I ended up sliding down the entire landing on my back with my shirt all the way up.
That's it.
I had some sweet burn from that one. I got the video. I'll send it to you.
All right.
You can pop it in there. Oh yeah, that looks like it hurts. Good.
Let's talk about Mega Ramp, this most recent one at
Okay.
X Games.
Yeah.
How was it?
It wasn't a Mega
Well,
Ramp.
Dennis has ridden it.
It
So,
wasn't
you know,
a Mega Ramp.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's that. First of all, it was
What
not
was
a
it
Mega
called?
Ramp.
Was it called Mega Ramp? What was it called?
They called it like
Mega Park?
Super Park?
Super Park or Mega Park
I
or
don't
something
Yeah.
like that.
It was
forget.
all right. At least they changed the name because it wasn't like
it was
Any footage
essentially
of that to play in the background?
what's that?
Any footage of
Oh,
that to
yeah,
play in the
probably,
background? 'Cause
there.
I'm
If
sure
you
everyone
scroll
saw
down,
it,
I've
but-
got some clips
Or, yeah,
that I
one.
posted
I'll do-
on my thing. But
It's a really cool concept, but the
Let's-
Mega Ramp is so good for BMX. It's like the best contest ever when you like
It's-
you five
well,
guys or 7 guys are battling
it's a
jump
spectacle.
quarter.
It's a
It's
spectacle.
a spectacle.
With it, the full size thing, you got
It's the
this.
thing to watch at
You
X
got an
Games.
80-foot roll in.
It's insane.
So who uses an 80-foot roll in, first of all? And then you've got like a 65 or to 70-foot gap, depending on the year. And then you've got the 30-foot quarter pipe, or 27 and a half, actually. But like this was, I forget how high the roll in was, maybe like 35 or 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Like half the size roll in. The jump was, I could be wrong, but I think the jump was 30 or 35.
I think
On that
that
first
jump's
set?
like 35, 40.
Have you jumped it?
I don't
never
think it's
jumped it,
40
no, I-
because I couldn't get speed to hit the quarter
I've only
off
been
of it.
there when
I
everyone
was-
riding that one.
Pedaling down the roll in and racer jumping it, and I couldn't get over 16 feet on that quarter. And you should be able to go as high as a quarter is tall.
Yeah, maybe it's only
like
35
it's a
feet.
20-foot quarter. That's the Boom Boom Huck Jam quarter that they used
Oh,
whenever they had
crazy.
to jump over Tony's ramp
Yeah.
and then the big quarter after.
Yeah.
So that's the quarter.
I mean, it's
that he had.
a really cool thing for skateboarding. Like it works
It's awesome.
really good
Oh,
for
dude,
skateboarding.
they were shredding.
That is like
They were
because it's
shredding.
made by Elliot, who is a sick skateboarder, and it's made to be
It's
like an
his
awesome
backyard,
skateboard thing
too. Like,
but
this
for
is like-
BMX, if you don't
Yeah.
air to the left, even you got to do this
Yeah,
weird
that was
swerve. like,
rough for
it's
those
cool.
guys.
It's cool. But
I felt
it's like,
kind of bad for those guys. But the quarter was amazing, like super fun. I just didn't have enough speed for it. I wanted more speed. This was like a long and low,
Yeah, I think it's
which
like
a long and low
20-foot long
step
and low
up.
or
So it was
something.
kind of like, bah. When you hit it, you like jump up it's almost like you're going fast and you land going slow.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Yeah.
step up, right? And then you have and the idea is you have a larger roll in to hit the next quarter, which is actually, I think, an 18-foot quarter. I believe that quarter is the same as the mini mega.
Yeah.
So it's smaller than the other quarter. So it almost gets like big to small. Backyard setup. I wish I had that in my backyard. I'd ride it all the time.
Yeah.
Contest. It was fun. I had a really good time on it, but it wasn't like
It wasn't a mega ramp.
it wasn't, here's the thing. Like I was riding real good in practice the few days of practice we had. I felt real good. And then as soon as game day happened, I was off. I was just half a click off. So I landed low, didn't make the next jump.
Yeah.
And then when I landed good on the quarter and I hit the next jump, I did a super whip and missed my feet.
Yeah.
How often do I miss my feet on a super whip?
Yeah.
It's funny because watching
I
it,
could
I was
do
like,
my
oh,
sleep.
that's cool. They made something for Morgan to get a guaranteed gold medal going into it. I was like,
that was because this is I wasn't allowed
and
to
then
cover
watching
X
though, I was
Games.
like, whoa, I didn't know J2 was going to kill it.
Oh, dude, everyone
there was
killed
a lot
it.
of people
Yeah.
that I was
Everyone
like,
killed it. No,
wow.
it was
That run
actually
was amazing.
It was dope. I had
dope.
practice was good, but had an off day when it came to game time. So that was, I feel like I would, if I had ridden like I did the day before, I think I would have done a lot better.
Prediction.
I wouldn't say
I
I
took
would've won,
predictions
but-
beforehand, and everybody had Morgan top 3, and it was like, and I think you said, I can't remember what you said.
Probably something stupid.
Yeah,
smart
something
aleck.
stupid, but it was like everybody got it wrong. Morgan
You know
got
who
like
was-
last.
you know
I showed them.
You know who was really, really good at riding this? That if he had a better trick on the first jump, I think would have won. Maybe was Michael.
Michael
He was
killing
so
it.
good at
Yeah.
riding
Mhm.
this. Like he
Pat-
looked amazing. Pat did get second.
killed
right?
it.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
out second.
Yeah.
All the people that air this way, though.
I bet you didn't know Andy was going to do a double flip.
No,
Never.
anybody aired higher than I ever would have thought.
It's sick that he did this transfer.
That
though.
was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little transfer guy.
yeah,
I like
just
that.
a huge
He was
advantage. to
he was a
people
little
that-
bummed. He was like, I don't think they cared for that.
Well, it slowed him down. It made him
Yeah.
lose speed for the quarter down there. And I wanted to go real high in that second quarter
Yeah.
and higher on the first quarter, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
speed wasn't there. So,
Yeah,
and
and
that's just
it maxes
what I
out.
set up.
Like you
Yeah.
can't pump hard enough to go past the
and that's the way Mini Mega is. Like when I ride the Mini Mega ramp, same thing. Like
only
I drop in and if I racer jump it, I'm maxing out like 16, 17 feet. And
That's
you
crazy
should
because-
be able to go higher.
yeah, that's so cool that that's how you look at it. Because for me,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like when
Yeah.
I jump the big one, I'm like, dude, this is way too fast in this quarter.
Yeah, it's
Michael rode
definitely
this thing good. He just
Yeah.
didn't have a banger first trick. Well, Superman Seaguard's amazing, but other people were doing like
Well, they
yeah.
want to see something more flashy, probably.
Yeah.
But
he just
Oh,
rode. He
so
was just
good,
riding
so
it
good.
smooth,
he rode it like everyone wanted to see
Yeah.
someone ride it.
no pedals.
Like BMXers, like legit BMXers that aren't like
that was
you
his
know,
first run, and they kept getting better and
Yeah.
better and better.
He rode it the way everyone wanted to see somebody ride it, which was dope.
I think if he would have had a big trick on the first one, he would have had contention first or second.
Yeah.
because he was sevening, and
'Cause
then
everything else was
triple down
strong and
whip, then he did
clean,
Something
yeah.
huge on the other quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love how long he holds these look backs.
Interesting to hear your side of it. You just want to go higher.
It was fun. Yeah, that's pretty much
who
it.
has the like official height record these days
for X
Is it-
Games
for
Or
anything.
for like world record.
life? Yeah, skate or BMX. Like, is there a skate higher?
Hoffman.
Is it Hoffman or is
Hoffman's
it
got higher
the
than-
Robinson one?
Hoffman's
or
got higher than everybody.
yeah,
It was
When he did that on like Danny Way's ramp?
yeah.
Yeah, he went dang near 30 feet.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back into the same quarter.
Yeah.
So like I'm not talking trash on anybody
Yeah.
or Danny or anybody like but jumping to
gosh.
that like wedge thing ain't the
Oh,
same.
it doesn't really count.
It ain't
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Like you
Okay, you're
like
comparing the
'cause you
skateboarding to
kinda like-
BMX.
well
That was a
or
sick run.
anybody for that matter. Like if you're going from one ramp to another, it's a transfer.
Dude.
That's not an air.
Yeah,
You're transferring to something that's mellower. So it's like a resi kind of. It's gnarly. Don't get me wrong. It's totally gnarly.
yeah.
But
In the
going-
traditional sense of an
going
air.
up and down in the same transition
Yeah.
is a different game.
Yeah,
It's a,
no,
whole,
that makes
it's a whole
sense.
different ball game because you have to be on point when you take off.
Would you battle for it if they were like, we're going to have a high air contest only? Like there's
So-
different steps of roll ins
There
that you
you
just
are.
go higher and higher. And like there's a few of you guys who want it. Would you go for it?
There. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I had
All right, let's start the funding now.
I had
Right.
talked to there was some weird stuff with Kevin's, as we all know, back in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
And like because of how that all went down, like a lot of people in BMX were just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I feel like that could have all gone away had it just been squashed
Yeah.
in a contest at
Yeah.
X Games.
Mm.
So and I'd talked to Matt about it, and I was like, hey, like I don't want your world record. Like you've bled for that. Like that's
He
Matt Hoffman.
opened the door and
I
he bled
don't
for
want
it.
to have my name on top of your name. That's not it at all. But there's a little bit of a sour taste in the air with like the way that the Guinness thing was.
Mm.
And
because did you go to that with the Kevin Robinson thing?
No.
So can you because I literally got a DM today like, hey, I love the podcast, but when there's like you guys mention a name and you don't really clarify on who it is and what their role is, can you give this backstory?
So
because
Kevin,
not everybody knows this.
Kevin Robinson did the world record high air.
It was like a Red Bull project in conjunction
in Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what year it was, 2007 or 8, whenever that was. And it was basically just a roll in straight to a quarter pipe, to the mega ramp quarter pipe, which is gnarly. Like I kind of like having something to set up for it, you know? Like the jump kind of like sets you up for it, and you're like, okay, I can get my feet right.
Get you pumped up a little bit.
Get your special meter up a little bit.
So like the roll in
yeah.
straight to it, just there's something about that's raw. It's real raw. Right?
That is crazy. A lot of wait time.
It's not quite as raw as getting towed in by a dirt bike, but it's close.
I was gonna say the same thing.
It's close, but that was I didn't get invited to that. I think out of everyone that was riding big ramps at the time, I honestly, I think I was the only one. I was the only one that probably could have like actually challenged him on that thing.
Really?
At the time,
did they know that?
And Kevin was blasting stuff. He was doing like 23 foot, 22 foot flares out of on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh,
it's bonkers. It's look at the roll in is so crazy.
But he was doing
so he.
Oh my god,
where did he go? Was that the path that
out?
Yeah, it was just like there was like just a runoff to the side.
Okay.
So it was to the left, and I air to the it was to the right. Sorry, to the right. He airs to the right. So it was basically for our right air. And I remember he basically told me, he was like, oh yeah, it's the other way. It's not your way. So that's why I didn't invite you. I was like, okay.
But it was only him though, right?
No, he had it open for other people to come and try.
Oh, really? That's something I never knew.
The day before.
Oh, okay.
But there, again, I'm not trying to.
Yeah. I honestly had no idea.
I'm not trying to mess on anybody.
But so what? I mean, I'll say the story. The story that I heard was that Hoffman signed off on it, and that it was basically like, hey, it's pretty close, and I'm gonna give it to you. Maybe it was 6 inches under, maybe it was 6 inches over. You can have it. Like, I don't know. That's always
6
what I heard.
6 inches, 4 feet, whichever way you want to go. Okay. It was strange. Like, and again, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that, but it just left a weird taste in BMX's mouth.
Yeah. There was there was a lot of controversy.
Red Bull wanted a world record, and they paid probably several $1 million for this
Mm-hmm.
to
Central Park
to set it up, the whole thing, the event, the show, all that stuff. And it was kind of like, yo, if this doesn't happen, like, are you going to be on the team still? That type of thing.
Oh, really? Yeah, I hope not.
So there's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure. There's a bunch of pressure.
Even if it wasn't stated, there was a lot of pressure that I'm sure any normal person would feel.
And Kevin was crashing, and it was scary.
And that air was scary.
Very
even the one he pulled.
And you know, it was like, it wasn't the prettiest air.
Yeah.
From BMX standpoint, right?
Yeah.
It was gnarly. But the way I looked at it was like, okay, well, this can all kind of go away if this just happens naturally in a contest and it's a one-handed table, like an invert, like one of those things, you know,
actually screaming in the middle.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah. I definitely do.
I'm gonna mic you up. I'm gonna mic you up in the next.
Usually
that'd be so good.
You'd hear this. You'd hear crap. It'd be a little bit louder of a smack though, probably. I've definitely like cursed my way down out of the sky before.
I've hung out in Austin on the top. It was like me, Lacey, Chase, and Chad. We were all hanging out with you guys, and everyone else is just sitting there like looking down at their crossbar. And Morgan's like, I got a new knife. Come, like showing me and Chad. Like he just does a run, comes up, and he's just talking to us about the most random stuff, and everyone else is about to puke. And there's helicopters flying around with spotlights and stuff. And then they're Morgan, wait. He's like, I'll see you guys in a second. Just having your session.
Dude, I love that thing.
That was when I realized like Morgan just genuinely loves this more than
you know who else does that?
Who?
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie, I could see that too.
Michael Laren.
I think it was before Michael and Dougie got invited to those.
Ryan Williams.
Before him too.
Curtis Downs. Like
before
those
him too.
That crew right there. So much fun to ride.
Okay, so that year though, that crew wasn't there. And
no. It would have been me and
James. Bunch of dudes that are sick.
Dougie was in, I think, wasn't
Maybe Dougie was there.
Dougie was there.
Yeah,
he rode Austin, and Michael rode the second year in Austin.
Okay.
Because Michael got...
There was probably some other dudes having fun, but...
Michael got Keggy's
I get what you're saying.
When Keggy crashed.
But then there's the other crew that was like Colton Satterfield, Vince Byron, and
they
James,
were head cases.
They were just like... They're stoic.
They were stepping up for war.
They're visualizing. Exactly.
They were sitting there like in the corner ready for war. I was like, dude, this energy is insane. They're beasts. Like, they're gladiators.
Half the time, like, we have a week to practice.
Yeah.
And I go out there and I'm only riding the one event. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
But like, so are half the other guys.
Yeah.
And like Dougie and I would go out there and ride every practice, the whole practice.
Every time I look over at Mega Ramp, it's you going down the rolling.
3 or 4 hours.
No one else is riding.
So we're just like, well, we got to make the most of it. We get to ride this thing for a week out of the year. Of course we're going to make the most of it. And like Dougie and I have a blast, and Michael, like we have a blast riding that thing, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And
Michael, I can tell has a blast
so much fun
it.
at it.
Dougie
and the other
too,
guys, like, I think it's not so much that they were like scared of the ramp. It was, they were in their head because they were worried about what place they're going to get in the contest.
That and the run they knew they were about to do scared the shit out of them.
Well, yeah, half that stuff is like, if I could get away with it,
you're learning tricks in the air.
I would only do
at 20 feet.
tables.
You're deciding another one.
If I
like
could get
you're
away
on
with
a different level.
I would only do one-hand tables on that quarter pipe. That's all I would ever do. But that will not score high enough to get, unless it's a world record height, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, that just wasn't in the cards. And I told Matt, I was like back to the
there's more beer in the fridge.
I told Matt, I was like, hey, I don't want to take this away as far as like who's got the highest air, but I feel like this will make kind of like the weirdness around the current world record go away if it happens naturally. And he was like stoked on that idea. He was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like you should definitely do that if you can. And it just never worked out. I think 25 is the highest I ever got on that thing. And so
the world record is currently at 27 or something.
27 is
and would they even recognize it if Probably Guinness
not.
isn't there, right?
I mean, because they have like world records from events and stuff.
Oh, okay.
If you look through the Guinness World Record,
and
I don't know, but like,
let's talk about the lengths that you have gone to go higher on the quarter.
I almost took my chain off one time.
Yeah, and more than that though.
Yeah,
bearings.
I take paws out of my rear hub,
mm-hmm.
change the bearings because the paws are friction.
Mm-hmm.
So you get rid of them and you have less friction. You ever ride 2 front wheels? So you feel like you're going a lot faster.
2 front wheels.
You put a front wheel.
Yeah.
Def Paul.
Yeah.
Front wheel in the front and back. That's how he would ride it. It makes the bike feel like it's like a rocket.
Yeah.
Especially if you have 130 pounds of pressure in your tires.
So how much you run?
I have, not every time now. 110, 115 is probably more normal for me.
Wow.
But I did run 130 in Staples Center one year. I ran 130. That was the year that I went the highest I think I've gone. And I definitely at one point landed low. The front wheel blew out right as my head hit the ground.
Oh my God.
So everyone thought my head exploded.
Dude. I was way up in the stands and I was like, Morgan just popped his head like a grape.
Yeah.
It was
and I got up, I was like,
everyone.
What was that?
It sounded like his head made the noise that was heard around the world.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And I ended up with Zach Warden's front wheel because of that one, because the wheel was done.
Wow. I wonder what the physics. I wonder what the physics are of like going like what the like the tire feels 1 million pounds of pressure at the bottom. Like something like that. I mean, like
it's probably a bit more than 130.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah, but that transition
I'm not exactly a small dude. I got a little bit of weight pushing into those tires.
It is,
but I think we talked about this last time. Like Mavro has, I'm almost positive Mavro has the clip because I remember him telling me about it. Of
Branson knocking.
Hi, puppy.
Of me taking off, and as soon as I took off, I was wrong. I was pulled out, and I would literally in slow mo, just shaking my head the whole way down.
Damn you, Morgan!
That might have actually been the one that the tire blew up.
Maybe
it might have been the same.
What year? Where you said we're at Staples Center?
Staples Center. It would have been 2000. Let's see. 2006 was the first year we did it. 2007, 7 or 8.
You rode every year.
Yeah. every year. 1 year I didn't because I ruptured my spleen and I had to sit out. That's how Satterfield got a spot.
Have you ever hung up?
2007.
Oh yeah, that's how I ruptured my spleen.
In Brazil.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one on TV. I wasn't there.
No, it was that one. If you go to YouTube and type in Morgan Wade Megaramp mistake, you'll find it.
Do you have to try
seriously.
and push in to like land good? Because I feel like
you push in a little bit. If you just lean, like go with it, because it's got 2 feet of vert on it. If you just go with it, you're gonna be leaning back a little bit at the top, and you're gonna naturally bonk out a little.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. It doesn't look that bad. So this is the reason it says Megaramp or mistake is because it's Portuguese. Doesn't it wasn't on purpose to make it sound like I just suck at this thing. But so I was over the deck. Sprocket.
Oh, yeah, it didn't really look that bad compared to
but
it's because his weight was to the side.
Literally, what happened was as I took off right here, like I knew, and this was kind of the same thing I was talking about a minute ago with the triple whip, where I was riding practice. I was going slower every time in practice, and then game day, I was just like, white knuckle, we're going in, and I basically went faster. And as soon as I took off, I pushed out over the deck, and I knew that I pushed out over the deck, and I was just like, well, I can either pitch the bike. I had this thought process: pitch the bike and try to get my body in smooth, and let the bike just explode on the deck.
I'm trying to get through it,
or let the bike catch the double whip and just extend and let the bike take it. And my thought was, if I pitch the bike, I might sit on the coping. So imagine jumping off a 2-story building onto a metal pipe fence on your back. You're going to break your back probably. So I was just like, so I decided to let the bike take it, and it was the wrong call. Maybe I might have been worse if I did. I don't know. Yeah. What happened. That's where we're at.
Didn't look that bad. It's just like all the pressure went right to your spleen.
It looked like you got less hurt than catfish on that bunny hop.
Yeah. Didn't?
I got hurt more. I got hurt a lot more. So when I sprocket cased, it broke my scaphoid in my wrist. So it broke my wrist, pulled my thumb back and broke my wrist. And that then catapulted me over the bars, which I landed towards the bottom of the quarter on my elbow on this side. And I'd broken 2 ribs at the Kia games or whatever in China.
Oh, okay.
One of the street courses. I did like a tail whip and landed on my peg, and it was barely healed, if that. And I landed on my elbow, and those ribs, both ribs broke. And when they broke, it pushed in on my spleen, and my spleen went popped.
So you had some weakness in there already.
It was I had a weak spleen.
On that case, you ruptured your spleen.
Yeah, that was it. That was me rupturing my spleen. That was me rupturing my spleen.
I was looking for other YouTube stuff, so I think I probably
that was the one. I actually got up and I thought I was fine. I knocked the wind out of myself, and I'm laying there, and you put your knees and your arms up and it opens your chest up to get the wind back. Yeah. It's like, so they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like,
"Gonna need a second."
And then when I started breathing again, I was like, "Okay." And I got up, I was like, okay, I'm chill. And I grabbed my bike and I started to walk back up. And Chris, the athletic trainer, he was like, hey, let me check you out. And I was like, okay. So I sat down. And when I sat down, I was like, because I bent forward and that put pressure on my spleen. And I was like, something's wrong. This doesn't feel good. This feels like crap. And I put my hand down to get up. And that's how I found out my wrist was broken. I was like, that's messed up. So I got up on this side, went inside, and then I passed out from blood loss 5 months later. And they took me to the hospital, and they were like, yeah, your spleen's ruptured. We have to probably take it out. And the doctor was speaking broken English. And I was like, I know so many dudes that don't have their spleen. They have to like change their diet. And like, I eat like crap, so I didn't want to change that. So I was just like,
what a burger.
Yeah, no. I need Whataburger. Get that in and out of my face. And I looked at him, I was like, can you fix it? And he was like, yeah, I'll try. And I was like, good enough for me. So we go into surgery. I wake up and he's leaning over me with the nurses, and he goes, I fixed it. And he gave me a thumbs up. And I was like, yeah. And I high-fived him. Like right there, I high-fived him. And then I was in ICU for a couple of days, and I got out and
it's amazing. He's probably like, this guy is so rad.
Yeah. I always think when
you want to see my spleen?
Yeah.
Check this out. So there's not supposed to be any blood in there at all. That's my guts.
Oh, Jesus.
There's my spleen ripped in half.
This is a part of, I've never seen this part of you before.
Really?
I mean, I've seen.
They fixed it.
I'm sure I've
seen. Look how skinny I got. That was 10 days in the hospital.
Wow. God. Dude, that doesn't even look like you.
So these marks on my stomach, that's where they scoped me. They went 2 there, 1 in the belly button and 1 above. And that's what all those tools are.
Crazy.
There's a camera in my belly button.
So that's what it is.
That's the last. Sorry, this is that's the laceration right there.
So there's blood bubbling out of it. Yeah, the line, the dark line going up vertically on it.
Your body.
The dark line going vertically
for the camera
is the. I'll send you the picture so you can pop them up if people want to be grossed out. But
It looks like
it looks like a tongue.
It looks like that's what I was gonna say. It looks like the inside of somebody's mouth with a tongue.
Like if you did that camping in the desert or whatever, like how many hours you'd have till you're dead?
2 or 3.
Yeah, that's
if that
a huge organ. Just
so you have about
gushing blood inside.
You have about 8 liters of blood in your body total.
Okay.
At any given time, that's average for an adult male. And they sucked 2 liters out of my abdominal cavity.
Wow.
So already.
So a quarter of my blood. Yeah.
So you would have been like, you were probably like bruised and bloated pretty quick. Like you could probably see the.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just all I know is I felt like when they were doing the scan, I just thought I was gonna throw up because I was like, oh, I feel like crap.
Yeah.
And like But so my elbow pushed in.
So gnarly.
My elbow pushed in like this way, and then imagine like a kidney bean. If you do that and the back of it pops open, that's what happened. It pushed in on one side and the back split.
Yeah, like blew open.
And your spleen is essentially a blood filter, right? So it's super. It's got a lot of blood flowing through it, and it flows so fast that it can't clot. So that's why it's dangerous, because it won't stop bleeding, because it can't clot because it's got so much blood flow.
Yeah, that's fun.
But it's like your tongue. When you cut your tongue, it's healed in like a day, right? So you got so much blood flow that it's gonna heal quickly if you can stop the bleeding. So he said he put like a protein they get from cows on the cut on my spleen, sprayed it on there, and it forced the blood clot, and it was healed in a couple of days. But it was enlarged because of the trauma. So you can like reburst it because it's filling up, taking up more space. So you turn wrong, you can repop.
So you didn't do the redemption jump.
Straight back to surgery.
No redemption jump.
That would happen like over the 4th of July, and like they were trying to get that was when the Athlete Recovery Fund was real big with Dew Tour and stuff. So ARF guys, they were going to fly Natalie down, but they couldn't get the visas worked out because it was the holiday or whatever, and nobody was in the office and at the consulate or whatever. So it was one of those things where like she would have flown down and been there for like less than a day, and we both would have flown back. So it was like, we'll just wait it out.
And I'm sure with you at this point, she's like, you're good.
No, she knew something. She knew because Anthony called her.
Oh.
And she knew that Anthony was in Brazil with me. And when Tone called, she was just like, literally, she saw his number and just said, is he okay?
Yeah.
Like that's how she answered the phone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was like, well, he's at the hospital, and like he told her what was going on.
Yeah, crazy.
Filled her in. But she's got a real level head, because I mean,
you have to. That's what I mean by being.
She's trying to get into med school right now, so she wants to be a doctor. When I got home, like I got her some like cool little like gifts and trinkets from Brazil, you know.
Yeah.
And when I get back, I was like, oh, I got you some cool stuff, and she's like, oh, cool. And then I was like, I also got my surgery video, and she was like, like she put it in, she's watching it like it was a Disney movie.
Oh, wow.
Like, this is awesome. Look at the blood. She was stoked. I have a 2-hour
amazing.
video of that surgery.
Damn.
The doctor gave it to me. He was like, I was like, can I watch the video? He was like, yeah, people don't do good. I was like,
I'll be fine.
I'm a different breed.
I'm not normal. I was like, I'd really like to see. He was like, and he's like, I'll watch it with you. And then when we started watching it, he was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, oh, this is what I was doing here. And he like explained it.
That's cool.
But he gave it to me so I could essentially give it to a doctor that would do a follow up.
States, yeah.
Which I never went to.
I always think of.
I do have a doctor that I talked to about it, but it was fine.
I always consider Morgan to be the toughest person that I know, and for good reason. I don't know.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Kaczynski's tough. Morgan's tougher. Gary's like low key tough. Like Gary's like not like outwardly tough, but then you're like, wait, what's wrong with you right now? You know, like your thumb went backwards here, and why are you hanging out right now? Or the stick situation. I still need to get the stick. I feel like that's an era of BMX that is kind of like, I don't know. There's still some tough motherfuckers out there, but
there's some tough ones.
Yeah. So.
But there's a lot of guys. I wouldn't say I'm the toughest by any means. I think Hoffman's got me beat a little bit. A lot of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd say maybe, but you're like Hoffman's little baby.
I hit the
your
ground
baby Hoffman.
Baby Hoffman, yeah.
What in a great way. That's only good when you say that.
You made a statement about, I hope they build that ramp again.
Yeah.
Do you think they won't? Do you think that's a possibility?
It might. I mean, there's obviously changes going on with like the way that event's run. So like, I don't know exactly all the reasons, but I would imagine it was probably more than anything, probably it was easier financially to have it at someone's house that already existed, you know, and like do it like that than to pay all the money to set that full-size thing up. But
it's
thing
like
is,
it's not the show that it was.
It's not, and it's not this like what we were talking about. It's not a spectacle like it normally is, and that's what people. I mean, that's
the grand finale.
That
of
thing
X
got
Games.
high ratings. Both skate and BMX. That thing got some of the highest ratings.
Yeah,
that's why they would always do it Friday night, and Saturday night. Those
it was always the
most
peakest
watched
one. Yeah,
the peak things. That's what they would play in Austin.
Let's talk. You know
nuts.
what? Let's talk
It was
about
nuts.
Austin, the year that you were the sole vote. You know about this story?
The sole vote. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't though.
Oh, who
there
else?
There were three of us.
Okay.
There were three of us. Their names have come up multiple times. Dougie, myself, and Michael all wanted to ride.
Okay, let's give the backstory though.
Even Foster wanted to ride. Go figure. But so the backstory was it's windy in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
It's always windy there. We had a whole week of practice on this thing, and come game day, it's like the practice before, like right before the event's going to go on. It was like, I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, it was a Saturday night. And this was 2016. The last year it was in Austin. And a couple of the guys were kind of like griping about, it's not easy because
it was windy and it was shitty.
If you're doing spinning tricks, it's harder than if you're doing flip tricks, and they're just doing backflips, and I'm going to spin, and that's harder, and the wind makes it not work. Blah, blah.
So the context is that the event is supposed to happen, and they're having a conversation,
and it's
like,
wind, and it's wind. So we're having the athlete meeting, basically right before we're supposed to go up and warm up for the game day, right, for the actual event, and like live TV is prepped and ready to happen also.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally, right before this meeting was done, I literally did the run that I was going to do in the contest. It's a Superman backflip. I think it was a Superman backflip to double whip or whatever. That was my safety run.
Yeah.
I was going to do that. And then if that worked, I was going to do triple whip or whatever, whatever. But it was working for me. And I even did some 3 flips in the wind, and it was fine. And granted, I'm a little heavier than some of the other guys. Maybe I cut through the air like a bowling ball. I don't know.
Like 2.5 Jameses.
Yeah, something like
that. I love James. James knows I love him too. So
I think I legitimately, I had 90 pounds on James that contest.
Yeah. And so the forecast called for like a crazy rainstorm the next day too, right?
Pedaling down the roll in and barely clearing it.
Yeah.
Because he's, a little sail, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was literally skidding over the hump and
Physics.
overshooting it.
Yeah.
Physics, 90 extra pounds. But so literally we're having this conversation about it, and there's me and Dougie and Michael are like, yeah, let's do this. Like, whatever. Like, everyone in here is professional. We're capable of scaling down what we're doing to make it safe enough to ride in, to at least
because there's no other options, right?
There's no other options. Yeah, there's no other options. The other option was do it the next day when it might rain, but it might be less windy or something. It was like
maybe it won't rain.
It was such a bad option. But I was like, oh gosh. So we literally are like going back and forth on this. Like, no, we need to do this. We're all capable of, like, being big boys and like not going, like, if I have to go 15 feet instead of 20, 21, 22 feet, so be it.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is,
Yeah, you don't have to kill yourself.
You don't have to. You can still put on a good show. I mean, like, and that's what it is. It's a show, right? I mean, the TV wants a show. They want us to go out there and do some tricks, and someone crashes. I hope not, but whatever. It is what it is. And the other guys were kind of hoping it wouldn't go down, I think, because they were,
scared. I don't know. I wasn't there, so
it appeared that they were worried it would affect the place they wanted to get in the contest, and that they thought it was an unfair advantage because apparently the 3 guys that wanted to rode every practice all week and were used to the wind, when they didn't ride any of the practices all week and weren't used to the wind.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You had the practice available for you. You did not show up and put in the work. You're going to pay the consequence for that by not riding as well as you think you should. And it ended up going back and forth. And then I think Satterfield basically made the comment, this is the X Games. This is the biggest thing for us. I'm going to go out there and I'm going out there to win this. And if that wind makes me crash, if it takes me out, then so be it. I'm going to go out And when he said that, basically it was like, I don't care how windy it is. I'm still doing the same, going to try to go the same as I would before. And it's probably going to make me leave here on a stretcher. That's basically just what he said.
Yeah.
And as soon as ESPN heard that, they said, no, we're not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he wasn't capable of
And there's a still, one of my buddies took a still of the TV because they had a camera in there during the conversation. I don't think they had the audio on.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, the guys are discussing what's going on. You know, they had the camera in there, and there's totally a still of Colton talking and me like this, just like staring at the wall. Like, just like, I was over it. I was so over it because I was like, guys, we can ride safely. Like the one in Pomona that I won, the first one that I got a gold medal at, it was a 11.5 mile hour crosswind.
Yeah.
In the run that I won with.
And,
sideways.
And what happened was
a Superman flip and the bike turned 90 degrees sideways. And I reached out and pulled it back. Was it luck? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take it.
And then, so what happened the next? So they delayed it. They didn't ride.
So what
happened?
And then the next day it was worse. So it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And instead of.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, everyone got a nice little consultation prize of like $1,000 or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's a lot different than.
And X Games lost a shitload of money, I'm sure, too. Yeah. And so
that was why they decided to do it indoors.
Yeah. And so that killed Austin as well, which was nice because there were people getting fucking heat stroke in Austin, and there's thunderstorms and all this shit.
Austin was sick.
Austin was sick.
It was rad when it was in Austin.
That was not.
It was like in my backyard, so that was cool. It wasn't like super far. I had a lot of friends that were able to come down, and like it was fun in Austin for sure. But when it was in Vikings, it was Viking Stadium up in Minnesota. It was dope because like you can't beat no wind on that thing.
Yeah,
it's the same every time you hit it.
No wind, perfect weather's for all the every discipline. It's just insane.
Good. It's so good. Yeah.
Let's I want to watch you drop the hammer part with you.
I can turn it on before I leave.
This is something I requested because this is one of my most watched parts I've ever seen. Is this video and then Morgan's part in this are just watch this over and over and over.
That's the whole video.
Louder?
I can't hear it.
I don't know if you remember this or not, Ryan, but I'm
last
at the
part.
No. I had it.
Last part in this video too. Corey Martinez, Ryan Nyquist.
Dude, Nyquist was gunning for it.
I had the time code.
There you go.
Is it the sound good though? Sorry.
Everyone's parts in this video.
Who am I missing? Nyquist, yourself,
Gary and Corey. Yeah.
Gary and Corey.
Headache. And then
good mix section.
And then there was like the animal road trip thing. Yeah. And then what's his name did the part where he filmed the whole thing by himself?
Yep. Man, you've had such a sick career too. Like video parts, contests, you've done it all. What would you say is your favorite video part?
Favorite video part?
That you filmed yourself.
That I filmed?
Like that you've made.
Probably this one.
I love this one.
I think this one was the most like I was able to put 110% in for the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I when we were done filming it, I was like, I'm done.
Sick.
I feel good about this. I'm done. Like it wasn't like, oh, I wish I'd have gotten this or that clip or whatever. Or we didn't go back to that spot because I missed this. Like I actually felt like we had wrapped up. And the crazy thing is I only had like a month to film this whole part.
Really?
Yeah. So there were some clips, here and there that
I love contest.
Yeah, Walter
contest
Perringer filmed my whole section, with the exception of a couple clips. But so he had some stuff that, that's Troy McMurray flipping the camera off in the background. White shirt. Little sick. Fun fact. That was the downtown Denver part. But so we have, some clips that we'd had saved up before. This is one of the clips Walter didn't film.
Dude.
I love Fudger's reaction
because that's insane, man. That thing is so scary.
That was actually, I think that was Ryan's idea to do it twice. Actually,
probably.
He was like, "Why don't you try it twice?" Was that your idea to go around the loop twice? Everything.
Every time I go, I've only been there like 2 or 3 times, but every time we just.
Have you ever tried it?
I've done it? One loop.
Yeah, dude, it's so fun.
Yeah, it's fun, but
so much fun.
It takes all my balls to do one loop. 2 loop is just.
So remember the conversation we had about the 720s? Just do it over and over again, and it gets to where you're just like comfortable with it.
I just fall in 720s over and over again. I
did too. With them. I did it first too.
Yeah, I'm very hit or miss with 7s.
But yeah, so we had like from the time that I was told, oh hey, do you want a part in this video to the time that I had to be done filming was literally like a month.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit more.
You had some footage beforehand.
That's
I had a little
insane,
bit of footage. Yeah, I had a little bit of footage.
Sometimes though, when you just bang it out, a month's ridiculous. That's superhuman.
Walter and I were just
sometimes
like,
quick deadlines make the best parts.
We didn't have anything going on where we had to be anywhere specific. So we're just like, yo, let's go. So we road tripped to Woodward. We just made all these different road trips and just started collecting
your
footage.
local.
That was my
park.
hometown park. Yeah, Tyler, Noble E. Young. Yep, that's Denver. That's Denver. I didn't know that had been done in the Road Fools that happened 13, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I did that clip, and then the video came out right after that, and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
okay, well,
It's okay.
They definitely did it before I did.
I remember watching this
Is
with
that
my
so?
brother.
Hold on, I got a question.
Rewind.
So this,
dude, when I was watching this with my brother, I'll never forget. He just goes, "This guy's like the best BMXer ever." When you watch do that clip, and he's just like, whoa, like it's something about that clip made him
dancing on the coping.
Yeah,
is this
watch this, Kenny.
that little black spot on there? Is that from you doing that peg bonk multiple times and creating that black spot?
No.
I always wanted to know because look at it. It's like
no, that I hit that maybe 3 times.
okay, all right.
Front
I always
peg bonk on that thing.
That was handlebar. That was.
That's what I was like, I
bar
always thought that was handlebar.
Oh, is it handlebar?
yeah.
I want to see it again.
that was
now.
Best bike ride in the
handlebar.
world clip. Never forget that. I
The
love
other
it.
side,
Oh, that was handlebar.
my
All right.
the other side's a little bit
dude.
lower, and I would do back peg like that.
Okay.
I would do frame back peg smacks into it, but it was a couple feet lower at that.
How's
part.
Walter doing, by the way?
I haven't
Have you
seen
talked to him?
since- Last time I
Yeah.
talked to him was I hit him up when we were in Austin. Is he in Austin still?
We can talk about Walter afterwards, but I love
Walter's the
Walter.
man.
I hit him up.
He hit me up
He-
to film my first prop.
He
spot.
he didn't.
He's such a good dude.
I missed him. He wasn't able to get the call, and then he called me back, and I haven't
Yeah.
linked up with him.
He's filmed a
Yeah,
lot of
but
amazing.
all these
footage.
Woodward
Last
clips
time I hung out
too.
with him was Battle of
Yeah.
Hastings in 2019. It was awesome.
Oh
I had
yeah,
a great time. hanging
Yeah,
out with him.
he was in the
I
crowd.
was-
Oh, it's
Bike
so
flips,
rad.
dude.
It felt like old times. It was
Yeah.
great.
Bike flips.
Yeah, bike flips.
Last bike flip.
Dude.
A while ago.
That's
So-
okay. That's okay.
So I may have been the first dude to get those like kind of locked down, like dialed in, but that's a trick that if you don't do it, you lose it.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I haven't done
God,
it.
that
I can't stick to
that
one
thing-
So that
subject because
clip-
every clip is so
I
crazy.
I know. If you want me to rewind, just let me know.
So
Please
that
rewind
clip,
that one.
there's a funny story with
I
that,
wanna-
and I'm totally throwing Walter under the bus here, but it's okay. He filmed it. I did it the first time I tried it. I basically landed in a feeble down that way.
Oh my god! It's, in real life,
Right
this
here,
is the
yeah.
one.
oh,
that-
this one, yeah.
Right here, I was like,
Oh,
back
so
wheels,
sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I got to do it again.
That's
I'm
one.
gonna
That's
pull a
one.
little harder.
That's one of the clips that 20 years from now, still insane. Everybody that knows
It's still
knows.
doable.
This
That is
whole
still
part
doable.
is timeless, man.
Yeah.
I love this part.
But the second time
he does
I
a
did
bike
it,
flip over coping spine. The next clip's jumping a dumpster. It's so well rounded. It's the most
That is such a good way to. That's such a good way to put
so
it.
well rounded.
Yeah.
but see that wall right there, the sub box, it's right on the right side
Yeah,
of the screen.
like right in-
so
in
Walter
front.
was standing behind it. See how the camera's over the top of it right
Mhm.
there? The time before this, I pulled it. The first time I pulled it, he filmed into the back of that wall by accident.
Oh.
So it was like, and he was like,
oh, I
because
hate
he wasn't
myself.
thinking that it was as high as it was.
Yeah.
Because he was going to go over it. And then, so I was like,
It happens.
so I did it again.
happens.
I did it twice. The second time was the one you see in the video because he went over the wall that time.
Yeah.
Walter.
Let's watch it one more time,
Walter's
just
so
for-
on point with filming.
Yeah.
that it
That's
was-
probably like one mistake that he made.
Ultra rare, and it made for a funny story. I think it's
Oh
funny.
my god!
I actually didn't.
You're one of the
do it twice.
superheroes of BMX, and you're also, I think, last time I was at Woodward, we were like, all the Morgan stuff. You're the king of Woodward too. King
Yeah.
of Woodward East. And
I wish that park
And
was
West.
still there, man. I wish
Yeah.
that thing was still
Enterprise is
Yeah.
one of the best wooden parks ever, if not
Yeah.
the best.
there.
Had something for everyone, and it was huge.
But I just like doing gaps, finding spots to jump across things.
So good.
Same.
But you like doing that? I don't think I've ever seen you do a gap.
Jumping's dope. That's insane. Just
What?
everything, dude.
Fifth try or something?
That was like
One of the sickest rails ever.
It wasn't. We were there for maybe 45 minutes
Hmm.
total. Like even after the celebration stuff, it was only a handful of tries.
Yeah.
This is still
I got lucky, super lucky.
top 5 favorite
Yeah.
video parts of mine forever.
Hell yeah.
I
we
mean-
should do that video. We should do that video one time, like Dennis's top 3 video parts of all time or something like that.
They'll just slowly come out when we sit down.
Yeah,
with my
true,
heroes.
true.
Like this is in
You
there.
get the
top
you
5.
get the perk of that.
Yeah,
That was
you
a-
gotta just watch Unclicked.
Yeah.
That was a really fun project to be a part of.
So a little known fact about Nora Cup, you won the video part of the year for that, right?
mm-hmm.
So that was the first year that we did
It
video
was
part,
the first one, yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Wow.
we wanted to do we had
2005.
2005. I don't know.
5 or 6.
I could look up the Nora Cup history.
5.
Yeah,
I think it was
random. You'd even say.
But that was the year. So we decided to do video part because we felt like, oh, that's a good idea, and we had it at some point, and then we didn't do video of the year because we didn't want Ride to win. We felt like, video part of the year is for the rider.
Win.
Yeah, and we're like, I think Drop the Hammer's gonna win, so let's not do it.
Right,
because
then
we'd
you
be
would have
like,
felt like you're giving yourself an award. Yeah.
Let's create this new category so we could win.
You should put this whole video in the link because Drop the Hammer, aside from that part,
the whole
video is one of my favorites.
I'll put everything in the link.
Glenn killed it with that.
Yeah, Glenn did a really
Glenn
good
would be a good one to get on the.
He's also one of my favorites.
I'll say this. And we talked about this when we did that
the
least favorite, most favorite thing. Like that wasn't the song I wanted, and I was actually like, I was not stoked.
Didn't we have? I think in the least most.
To me, it's the only song that
we
ever
played
worked.
the one that
the real one.
Yeah, the one that I wanted.
Yeah.
So the song that I wanted was a Goldfrapp song, Strict Machine, which actually
that would have worked good too.
You're familiar with the song?
Yeah.
So my Etnies Grounded part, they basically made a song that sounded like it for that part.
Oh yeah.
They made it in house. They had dudes play the music instrumental.
That's cool.
Which I
kind of got to have
I have the time code and everything. Look, 45:15.
Unclicked is sponsored by a beer company pretty soon.
I know.
This one was really fun to film as well.
Hopefully,
I had a lot more time. I had like a year and some change on this one, so we had a lot more time to do stuff. Like I think the first clip that we actually had filmed for this was the flare over the tunnel in Oceanside.
Yeah.
Because
oh my god,
we did that, and I was like, well, we filmed it, and I was like, well, what's that for? I was like, I don't know, I'm not filming anything. Let's just hang on to it because it's a good clip. And then like shortly after, that's when
I went there like 2 weeks ago to look at it.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I showed Jaden. We were in the area, and I was like, "There's this thing." I'm like, Morgan already pretty much, and he's like, "Wait, he went there to there."
Yeah, you took me there, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck is anyone else gonna ever do?" That's
the only thing that I think somebody would do is if somebody that spun right would be alley-oop stuff.
Ooh,
just
like
alley-ooping, it's bang.
That's it. Like other than that, like Morgan already fucking destroyed it with everything. So it's dude.
There's always something.
You
else
went, you flared it, you whipped it, and then you did the fucking sky high invert out of it.
Is it?
You whipped it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So
I have a photo somewhere.
This is what I've come to realize. Like, so we built that skate park in Longview, Texas, the Dodson Action Sports
We're not even
Complex.
talking about this.
Whatever.
It's good to just have Morgan parts in the background, and just in general.
I had this idea to do the key thing where if you unlock something at the park, you get a key, right?
Yeah.
Which we talked about this last time. This little guy, the keys and their bottle openers, is a cool little memento. You got to come get some.
I would love to come ride that park.
Come get some. Larry Egger's a jerk. He got 13 in one day.
Really?
Yeah, he showed up, got 13 NBDs in the park. Right?
Does he have to get the tattoo? 13 tattoos?
No. This is just the builders. All the builders got the tattoo. But you have to earn the keys by doing something that's either super memorable, hilarious, or whatever, or that's never been done at the park. And we have a couple that are open to everybody. Like highest, you go 10 feet over any quarter, get a key.
Yeah.
And if you flip the box and clear it, cold turkey, like show up at the park, walk your bike up the steps, drop in.
That's
the
a
box,
sick one.
Then you can get a key for that too.
Damn. Man, that'd be fun.
That kind of, when we built the box, it's basically the Lot 8 box.
Okay.
Step up thing. Slightly different, but it's very similar. It feels exactly the same when you jump it. When we built it, it was ribs. We put plywood on it. The second we put plywood on it, I basically hit the quarter and flipped it first go. So the first time it was ever jumped was a backflip.
That's sick.
But it was comfortable because it's the Lot 8 box, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we have these keys. We do this key thing, and this is the one thing that I've realized with doing the key thing is you're never gonna find the end of what somebody's creativity can come up with in a spot. Like so many dudes have done so many things that we were just like, what? At the park, and that's just at a skate park where there's a lot of options too. But like you got a spot like that, I guarantee there's tons of stuff. That can be on there. Jaden can go like 15 feet over the road or something, just turn up and keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Front flip, no hander. Front flip flare. I don't know.
All of it. Yeah. One thing I wanted to talk about that is the Animal House contest. I felt like there's two reasons. One, I just felt like it was one of the best like jam contests that I kind of forgot about and just randomly popped in my head. Yeah. But both of you guys were there. Obviously,
Somebody won. Yeah,
Dennis won.
Dad still drives a Subaru.
Yeah.
Dad still drives the STI.
That's what's up.
The WRX.
WRX. Okay, not an STI.
Free car.
Yeah,
amazing, sick free car too. That rips still. He still drives. It's his daily driver.
That's insane.
That's awesome.
How long?
2009.
No, that
2007. I think
it was 9.
Was it 9? Okay,
Pretty sure it was 9.
Okay.
December.
I'm still in high school.
Yeah,
sorry, we're on.
I think it might have been like right when I was finishing high school. So that'd be 2009.
That contest was
13 years ago.
One of the best concepts ever for a contest. To me, they. I was
that guy's struggling right there. What's going on there?
How'd he win with that shit?
I was really struggling.
Do you remember what happened like the day before like the comp with me?
No.
That quarter pipe in front of the box jump. I aired it to jump the box and like sprocket cased and did the wall slap video we watched earlier.
Yeah,
that guy nosebleed down, went straight to my shoulder, separated my shoulder. Thought I broke my collarbone.
I think I remember that.
Was coughing blood.
Yeah,
I was like hacking up blood, and I was like, I broke my collarbone, and I'm hacking up blood, and I had separated my shoulder in the past, and it pushed in on my lung, bruised my lung, blood came out. So I was like, it's probably fine. It's probably fine because that's what happened before, because that's how BMXers think.
That's how his brain.
This happened before, so it's the same thing. I go to the doctor.
I think this is Darden. Is that Darden?
That was Darden for sure.
That was so sick.
One-handed tape to one-hander. That guy's got a shirt that's way too small for him.
So you ate shit.
Yeah, bad. And then Pova, I was like, I broke my collarbone. This sucks. Simple session was coming up like a month and some change later, January or whatever it was. This was in December, I believe, or November, something like that. And Pova was like, you need to go to the hospital and get checked out. Like, you're coughing up blood. You're going to the hospital. I was like, no, it's just a broken collarbone. It's probably a bruised lung, whatever. I'm fine. Like, I'm just going to deal with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not buying your flight to Simple Session because there was enough time for me to heal, right? Even from a broken collarbone, it was enough weeks. He's like, I'm not buying your flight to Simple Session until you get looked at. And I was like,
how dare you be responsible,
Pova? Jerk. What a jerk.
Yeah.
So I asked Dave like who I should go see, and he basically sent me to his doctor there in Greenville and gave me that, called him for me and said, he's going to come by, whatever. I went over there. He got me right in, x-rayed me, didn't charge me a thing for it. And he was just like, hey, your collarbone's not broken. Good news. Your AC joint is really pissed off but it looks like an old one and you just aggravated it, like the injury. And I was like, so wait a minute. You're telling me I'm not like jacked up right now? He's like, yeah. I was like, can I ride on? He's like, you can ride. It'll just hurt like hell, but you can ride. And I was like, that's all I needed to hear. So I was like, fine. So I went back and Trish was there and I was like, Trish, tape the hell out of my arm. So she taped me all up to where I could barely move. And then we rode prelims and I was literally hacking up blood while riding the contest.
Toughest motherfucker. And I've always used that example as like, how I was just saying, like I tried to ride on Saturday like 4 weeks after, and I'm like, I feel I separated my shoulder, and I'm like, Morgan rode a fucking contest the next day.
Yeah.
And separated his shoulder.
I agree. The toughest motherfucker I know.
They did the Tricks for Cash was the prelims. So whoever had the most money qualified first at the end of the Tricks for Cash session.
I forgot that's how
it was. Motorcycle too.
Everyone's just like,
and you won a motorcycle if you qualified first?
Literally just got
motorcycle and
like, going around
so sick.
Just doing everything they can do.
Everybody just rock hard.
Throwing money
at it. Was just putting money in everyone's bag.
Oh yeah,
and
they had the
counted it at the end.
They had the stocking. They put them in our stockings.
That's sick.
Yeah. So
dude, the concept for that is awesome because you don't have to hand them. You just know.
They're just tossing money in all the stockings, and everyone just keeps going nuts.
That's who wins.
Yeah,
who wins prelims.
Yeah, and I think it was I want to say, did you qualify first? Yes, you qualified first, and
then you won a motorcycle then too.
Yeah. And then I tied.
Got it stolen in like a week.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it sucked. That's a whole story.
Was it a dirt bike?
Yeah.
All right.
Sick.
All right.
Yeah,
I tied theirs for second.
Okay.
We had the same amount. We're in second place.
So even if you qualified last, so you made $500.
Yeah,
you know, like
money.
people. Mir was
and then
got a lot of money.
And then the finals,
putting in hundreds.
Finals was like, yo, you're going for. It was like a dirt bike, a crazy expensive watch,
some Rolex shit,
and then the car.
Yeah.
And
dude, and it's the craziest contest ever.
So it was like
every night he was taking everyone out. Like,
and finals was literally just like those are the three things up for grabs.
Yeah,
other than that,
money.
you've already gotten your payout.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So,
such a good concept.
So then it's like, all right, so everyone again.
No one wanted fourth.
Not tell me about it. And
did you get fourth?
No. I think I got last because first trick out of the gate in finals, I flared the barrier and sat on my foot, twisted my knee, sat on my ankle.
So
and I couldn't
in
move.
this video, like obviously that is insane.
It was all prelims.
And then there's after the Ben Hinnon was there.
So many legends got invited to this.
The
Ruben to Whip.
I have a piece of the skate light
right here.
with
Never been done.
Yo,
that I know.
Sick.
Yeah.
Is this the foot?
No, this is.
I got best trick of the comp for that. They gave me like a surfboard and a bunch more cash.
Dude, Mira made and those stockings were everyone's name, and Mira was just going.
Yeah.
So look, it fades to black, and then there's like all these like crashes and attempts of stuff, and Morgan has like literally like 2 minutes of just like full sends in here.
Oh, the seat rail popped through and stabbed me in the thigh.
Harry
I have a gnarly scar on the inside of my thigh.
Really?
From that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Was that Craig? Was that Craig Mass?
Wide front flip flare.
Dude.
What?
Yeah,
you got to revisit old stuff to see.
Oh my gosh, you forget about so much.
People are
stuff.
so good right now, but people have always
Even in that highlight, somebody did. It looked like somebody did 3-whip to catch Can.
Craig?
And I've never realized that at that moment.
I remember
like
him
you know,
doing that, and it was like, what is he doing?
look at even Durr sending it.
Didn't it? Because you, like Morgan said,
Yeah, it's tricks for cash.
Yeah,
and there was endless time. There was a man. He threw some big contests.
This guy.
Look at it just sliding.
He had some wild nights. Everyone was a little bit hungover, probably besides Morgan.
Yeah,
You didn't drink it that one.
drink.
I'll have a beer every now and then.
Dude,
but I wouldn't say I drink.
Nothing, no Canna bar. Everyone's trying the craziest stuff.
Man,
This is the best one.
Seen this.
What the
fuck? Were you gonna go to that wall?
You were
No idea.
I think you were gonna go to that wall.
I have no idea.
You were going to that wall.
Whatever it was, I was.
You were going for it until the last second.
What was I doing?
You were going to that wall.
You were gonna try and do the gap to wall.
You
Was
were
I
gonna
really?
gap across the whole park.
Oh
Where else were you
no!
Straight?
Or
Looks like it.
oh, somebody got in your way.
Oh,
So you're maybe going left.
I think he was going left.
probably going left.
Yeah,
I was probably going to do a flare, a pushback flare or something
this
like that.
fall.
Oh, Brett. Oh my gosh.
2009. Whoa.
Yo. There's some stuff in here that I feel like still has.
This is funny because I panned Gootler and he's like, I just knew he was gonna do it. Look how small your shirt was, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I made a comment about that earlier. Yeah.
You had a small clothes era.
Yeah. Tight pants Wade.
Oh my god.
I think it's at some point.
Oh my god.
Dude.
That'll work.
That will work.
That'll
you just
work.
damn near did it right there.
Did you?
Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
never did
I don't
this.
think
The
I
hard
ever
part's
did.
not over rotating. It
I don't
looks
think I
like
ever pulled it.
laying it down without over rotating.
I gave it some tries.
I will say, and I mean, I know you got a car out of it, and you got you spit up blood, but I'm glad that I got the chance to at least like experience this stuff. You know, like with Mira and like being
Back
there and
when
being
contests were,
and like kind of like being in his element and like being at an event that was so cool like this. Why is it 2 minutes of you just eating shit?
Because he went the hardest.
That's what
That's
you
what he
do.
does. He goes the hardest.
Tricks
Every
for
jam.
cash, man. I'm trying to get paid.
Even up to like the last thing you're in.
I think Catfish says like, Morgan, I'll pay you $50 to stop.
I mean, the last time I seen you at a jam was Battle of Hastings, and you were like the sickest person there again,
Yeah.
doing the coolest shit and going the hardest.
See, I think this is what you were trying.
Okay, to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the plan was to try to push back flare that.
Oh,
But
Oh,
it was
really?
That
Yeah.
I would have landed even flatter had I done that. Sometimes, you just get a little help.
Yeah.
Sometimes God's just like, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to save you from this.
So that was
8-week recovery.
that was qualifying. That was the qualifying video. The actual video is
probably one clip of me hurting my foot, sitting on my foot.
I feel like you made a really good one though.
Yeah, this is I was gonna watch. This is
Remember yours was
this
fun.
for some reason I put them on my personal video. But they're still around, so
Hey, so many of these contests are so hard to find. Like,
dude, if we have learned anything via the come up or ride or vital going away recently, is that the internet is not forever.
right?
If anybody's listening and you have something on the internet that you want to save, fucking screenshot it or find how to download it or do something, fucking film it with your own phone or something because it will go away.
Bill McPherson's best edit ever he filmed with Miles is gone.
Yeah.
Or like his favorite edit.
Yeah. It will go away, unfortunately.
Vimeo.
Yeah, Vimeo just deleted because if you use copyrighted music, they were just like at some point it's surprising that these videos are still on there. They just were like delete. So like all the like brands used Vimeo for 5 years. So there's all these edits that are just like they just logged in one day and they're just gone.
This is why DVDs need to come back.
You're not wrong.
Everyone waits for them. It's not the instant gratification of like, hey, I pulled a trick today. I'm going to put it on social media today.
Yeah.
To make sure everyone.
It's funny because I had this like all templated out. Like I had the song, the intro, and like everything because it was like I was like racing vital, and I remember after the event because the award ceremony was like at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And like I remember Dennis was like, "Butcher, come out." And I was like, "Dude, I gotta fucking edit this fucking video," like.
Yeah, he was puking up blood. I was just puking.
No, boy.
That morning of the finals, I was puking on the deck.
Were you?
Yeah, I mean, I was like fucking 18, and Mir was taking us out.
Why would you not?
Why would you not? In the world, yeah, it was really hard. Then I think the next day I was done. I couldn't move. I was like,
is that Kelly Bolton?
That was Josh Perry.
Josh Perry,
wasn't it?
Yeah. Kelly Bolton was there though.
Kelly's another wild.
This is Mad Dog age 14 or something.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Harry, so many sick dudes.
BMX was so different back then.
It really was.
Yeah, people are still fucking killing it though. It's easy to say. I feel like people are always like, it was sick at this era or whatever, but it's like you're just watching all the best stuff.
Well, yeah, we're reminiscing. We're reminiscing
2022
for sure.
And you're like, whoa. Like,
well, it's just different. It's just different. The type of stuff like,
it's different.
I forget who.
Logan is never puking on the deck before finals.
Somebody.
This is the only contest I've ever puked on the deck.
Well, you puked other places.
Yeah, but not right before finals like that.
About like old Metro jams or something like that. And I just recently, and I was like,
nasty good.
I was like, oh man, contests were a different animal back then.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm more so what I'm talking about. Yeah. The stuff that's happening now is wild. It's just different. I feel like it's just, it's not geared towards creatively using the course so much as it's geared towards figuring out a new trick to do.
But that waffle cup,
the same. Oh yeah,
waffle cup was sick.
All it takes is the right format.
Yeah, exactly.
Waffle cup was insane.
Waffle cup was better. The qualifying was better than the finals because there was that vibe. People were like, "Holy fuck, I am just going."
Webby with the Ratitude.
I think maybe that this was a similar thing though.
Yeah, 100%.
The finals people did crazy stuff, but prelims was the one.
And everybody was sore the next day.
Oh, hell yeah. That's how Waffle Cup was. Like prelims was so fun. The next day I was like, dude, I don't even want bunny hop today. Like
we're spent. We're spent.
There it was right there.
Yo.
Oh, Branson brought in a toy.
Man, this is bringing back so many.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I forgot about. Yo.
What happened to Vince Byron? Wow.
Last I heard he was like teaching lessons or something.
That's cool. He was so good.
Ooh.
Oh, this fucking air from Laird. I cut that off on purpose, like quick. That was Hennen trying whipped a nose manual. Yeah.
Sat in the foot.
Yeah, that was it.
Wow, you broke your foot?
I don't break it. I just sprained it or something. I couldn't walk. It was twisted my knee.
Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Hennen done bar to over tooth.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
to back over.
That was wild.
It made Morgan just chuckle. Vince was so good, man, because he could ride a big quarter.
I forgot that was Vince.
Yeah, Vince was so good. Probably is still so good.
Purple shirt Nyquist.
He's probably still wearing that purple shirt.
I tried to get him.
He should have brought it.
I tried to get him.
Why? What was that good? Why was that good?
Truck to double bar.
Not too long ago, I tried to get him to grow a goatee and Kool-Aid diet. He wouldn't do it. I was like, come on.
Oh,
you got to.
Nice.
He could still pull it off right now.
He could, yeah.
It would be amazing if he did it. Come on, Ryan.
He should just be himself for Halloween.
Oh, man. We used to have Halloween parties at my house. And for like 4 years straight, somebody always showed up as me from like a different event. Like they had like the tight Levi's shirt and the Levi's pants and like Remember the one year I had the 2 black eyes at X Games?
Yeah.
So like my buddy had like.
From that time I beat you up. Not really. Didn't have.
You had a black eye at our wedding.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Probably.
Someone beat you up, I guess.
Probably.
I didn't fight you with a lot of black eyes.
No, that was when you jumped in the car. It was Jed Milton. It was in.
Yeah, it was Dutor.
It was Dutor. You jumped in the car. He's like, get off me, get off! And he just punched you in the face, and you had a big old black eye.
Okay. So it's funny because Nastasio was talking to me at the Triple Challenge recently.
You always had a black eye.
And somehow we got on that subject, and I was like, yeah, the hardest I've ever been hit was by Jed Mildon, and that's basically what happened. And the preface to that is like it was me and Chris Bennett. Bennett were both hammered, and I put Bennett in the trunk of the car, and then I lay across the back, and then Jed freaks out. I'm on the ground. He punches me in the face. Somehow I lose a shoe. Bennett and I end up walking back to the hotel, and I stew on it for a little bit, and I start calling around, and I go, "What hotel room is this dude? Where's this dude, Jed?" Find out his hotel room. I go and knock on the door, and I'm like, "All right, I'm standing up this time." Like, and then he beats me up.
Got some balls.
And then, and literally,
I was just gonna say, talk about tough dudes.
And he literally, it was like one of those things.
If you tied his hands behind his back, you couldn't hurt him.
He is, yeah, he's a big dude, and he's tough as. What he did 4 backflips. What did he do? He did the triple backflip, right? First triple backflip,
and he's done a quad backflip too.
Yeah. And he has also punched me in the face. Is the hardest I've ever been punched. We're
50%.
We're fighting, and he punched me, and I was like, okay, I don't want to fight anymore.
Oh,
like,
you don't want to fight that guy. No way. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. No, I had a huge black eye the next day. Yeah, I remember walking.
Yeah, and you showed up in my wedding with that black eye.
Yeah, and I made it to, and I was at practice at Dutor. Borrowed Josh Harrington's shoes.
Was your eye swollen shut?
And I filmed the event just like I was supposed to, and I did my job. Nice. Jed didn't show up.
Take that, Jed. Yeah. Take that.
Tried to sleep it in.
And Jed's like the nicest dude. He's
so here's the, you know what, and you
got him to beat you up twice in one night.
And here's the best part about it. So after the day, obviously I'm feeling like shit the next day, you know, like. And then so I go back and I knock on his door again after the day, and I knock on the door. It opens real slow, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Hell yeah, man!" Like, and we shake hands, and it was done. And literally, we had some beers that night, and we chilled, and everything was fine.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, literally, like it was.
Alcohol's a hell of a drug.
It was circumstance.
Oh yeah.
But it blows me away because like I only told illegal, but that's fine,
right?
Yeah, I only told that story because Nastasio said he's like, you need to tell that story on the podcast, and it comes up. It comes up organically, like I have to tell it. So yeah. But the way he opened the door so slow, and he was like, "I'm sorry," and I'm like,
I remember my dad.
I was like, "Thank you."
My dad made a comment one time. He was like, "How come every time I see Fudger, he's got a black eye?"
Dude, I've had like a black eye working on the car, and a socket falls and just pink, like right on that little spot, and I'm like. And it was like whatever, 15 or 17 or something like that.
Got that sissy skin.
Yeah, right there, and that little thing. And I was like, I got a black eye.
Wasn't built to ride
What the fuck?
No,
definitely not. Not built to jump on rails. I'm doing
fight Jed Miller.
This is a 2-beer conversation happening right now.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
I wanted to alley-oop flare that.
Woo, freaky.
There wasn't a lot of pop on that bad boy though.
Shout out to Dave Mira. This is
the
funnest contest I've ever rode. The whole weekend was just the funnest thing ever.
Dude, did it right.
When prelims is that fun, you don't even have to make finals, and everyone had fun.
Yeah.
Every night he took us out.
Yes.
I love that pre-pump into the box too.
That makes me happy.
Like the full lean. You were like that full lean back. Mira's psyched, and then I always laugh about this dude that wants to give you a high five.
Where is it?
Watch. Stay silent.
Who gave me the high five?
Watch. Nyquist gets in there. Ooh, shit.
Oh, he did.
Oh, dang. And he was like, I'm just going to smooth that over.
You've edited this video and seen it too many times.
Look at him.
That's
He's
your
like,
favorite part of the whole thing.
It's not my favorite part. I'm just saying he's like,
no.
he should have committed.
Colton Satterfield right there?
That was Satterfield, yeah.
Brennan.
Oh. No, that was Satterfield for sure. But he should have just committed to it, dude. That's it.
Morgan was the MVP of that one, though.
Yeah.
If you were there, you know.
God, that took some
Didn't
turns.
walk away with the car.
He did not walk away with the car.
I got lucky. I got a couple good
Your
ones.
dad
at the
got
end
lucky.
That Mira remembered.
Yeah, so what?
How's your dad doing, by the way?
He's good.
Heck
Great.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's killing it.
That's what's up.
Driving that WRX.
That is too funny. What are you doing? So the tour ends when?
Not this week, but after next week. So next Friday, I get to fly home. The 24th, I think it is.
Okay. And then what's on the agenda once you're home? Chilling
for a little bit. I got some shows coming up in the DFW area.
Mm-hmm.
BMX Pro. Sam Bowman books the shows for Eric Soto's company, BMX
Okay.
Pro. So I do those are middle school and elementary and stuff. So super fun shows because the kids are so stoked.
You do the Eric Soto shows?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Eric Soto.
Yeah.
He's a San Diego homie.
Yeah, for sure.
He's such a good
Yeah.
dude.
I
That's
did
cool.
shows
Man, that's
for
crazy.
Woody when Woody still owned it before he sold it to Eric, and
Okay.
then Eric bought it, and now I do shows for Eric. Eric's a
Yeah, shout out to Eric Soto.
great boss.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
cool.
He's
so cool.
rad.
Yep.
Yeah, but like Sam Bowman does like all the announcing. He runs kind of like the South Central Texas team. So we have like a half pipe and like a full like quarter pipe box setup, and we basically do we cover like the middle. Sam books everything for everybody pretty much, with the exception of some stuff, but then we just do all the stuff in the middle. So me and Koji basically, and
Cool.
Sam do those shows. So when we're all in the same spot. But
Is
that's
there?
kinda-
Is it
Have
too
your,
much to ask for another video part?
Because
Man, every time I
maybe.
see you ride, you're just better.
maybe there's definitely some stuff I've got a little like a while back. I made like a little note in my phone. I was like, it'd be cool to do this, it'd be cool to do that, and I started putting
Little
like,
list
things
started
down. I
coming
started
together.
putting things. There's a list of things, and there's like a bunch of stuff that I'm like legitimately terrified.
Oh my god!
So it's kind of like, if I
what
could,
are
man,
these
if I could
tricks?
put all that into one section, it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be something I'd be proud of for sure. And after seeing Gary's,
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like, dang, that old man can do it. Maybe I can.
It
motivate
doesn't
him,
need to be
dust some
12
stuff
minutes long like Gary's, but
off. Dude, that was so good.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
even like the crash, the stuff that came out after was
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Golly, Gary.
Yeah.
What an animal.
Well,
But
champion.
if the stars align, maybe
That'd be awesome.
I might go down that route.
You
We'll
ride for
see.
Hoffman?
Right for Hoffman, yeah.
That'd be cool if you got a little Hoffman Bikes video
Yeah.
part or something.
I've got there's a
Could be
couple
with whatever.
there's a couple things potentially in the works sponsorship wise that if they come through, that's more like that'll happen.
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's what makes it easy.
It's kinda like,
an
well,
established
this-
rider like you need a filmer and you need a couple
if
trips.
we get these deals come through, then it'll be like, hey, if this happens, then we're gonna do like an edit for said companies.
Rad.
And
You
I'm not gonna say anything now about the companies
No.
because
Yeah.
nothing's set in stone. I'll tell you about.
Let
it
us know
later,
though
but-
for BMX News.
did you got on back on S1 recently?
Mhm.
And that-
Oh yeah.
what was the story behind that? Because
That's a
I
good
was
story. That's a
yeah.
good story that hasn't been told already because it happened after our
after
last
the
time here.
podcast.
You know that 8-foot wall they put up in lot 8 in front of the kidney bowl
Yeah.
for the C1 event or whatever a while back? That's still
I saw
there.
your slam on that thing.
And I went to camp and I was like, oh, I want to foofnoo that. I want to ice pick that. I want to maybe toothpick that. I want to do ice pick over on that thing. There's all these stuff that I was like, I want to do all this stuff. And I went, and the one night I got the foof, got the ice pick, did a couple other things on it. And then I was like, I'm doing the ice over. Like, it's going to be sick. Because
so
it's got like
burly.
it's
I
like
know.
a wedge on the backside. And
I
it's
know.
like, yeah, it's
It
gnarly.
does make sense though.
But it makes sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you know where that comes from. And I was just like, it'll work.
Is it clips on your Insta, right?
It's on my Instagram. Yeah. And
Dude, but it's just so big.
I literally got into it and I was
For
like,
ice over.
this is the one. I started, you start to fall over and you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. And when I went to hop, I just didn't hop enough.
No.
I should have hopped a lot more. And I
Yeah.
went over and then the back wheel just tagged on the top of the
That's the
wall.
problem with how big it is
Oh,
though.
keep going down.
Like you
keep
don't-
going down.
This one, right?
A little farther, I think. No,
Isn't
no,
that
it's
it?
that, yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's it. That's it right there. Yeah, this one.
This got you back on S1.
Little tag, jumped off, and I went to flat. And now notice how the back of my head hits the ground really hard right here.
Damn.
There's some dude. You know how there's like dudes with keyboard curds that love to make comments. There's this one particular dude. I don't even know his name, but he is like, he's
really almost not completely perfect. But you caught that.
He makes a comment on here. He's like, yeah, you should really train jujitsu or BJJ because you'd learn how to like tuck your neck and your chin. You got a weak neck, obviously. Look how weak your neck is. And he goes on and on about this. I was like, what the heck? I actually made a post about it, another post a couple down where I was making fun of that.
Like up? It had to be up because these are more recent, right? Oh, yeah, right here.
No, it's not that one. It's that one. Too many people requested the. Oh, it's that one right there. Here. It's that one. Yeah. So like, homie, like, yeah, weak neck, can't fall right, all this stuff.
People actually.
The same guy kept writing it?
I challenge any of these people to fall off something that high and not have their head whiplash into the ground. Like, what a joke. But the dude, like, he stalks me or something because he makes comments on like a bunch of my other stuff, and I'm basically fueling his fire.
Yeah,
right
of course.
Like, he's talking about me. This is
you didn't
great.
Commit. You need to commit.
Yeah, commit. I didn't commit. Like, seriously. Sorry, I guess I don't know what commitment is.
Oh God!
But yeah, so that thing. I posted a video. If you go down even a little bit farther, before the actual crash one, there right there on the left.
Oh, right here.
I basically made a video about the helmet showing how I broke it when I hit my head like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't get knocked out. So like that crash did not knock me out because the helmet broke.
Yeah.
Which is what the helmet's designed to do. And basically I was just like, hey, get a good helmet. This is a good helmet. I mean, I've been riding S1s for years and it is a really good helmet. So I was like, this is a great helmet. Like, definitely.
Oh, that's cool. You weren't even sponsored by them.
Yeah, no, I was. I was like, just get one of these helmets if it'll protect your head. Like, look what I just did by basically. And I literally got a call the next day from
Chris,
Robert,
right?
From Robert,
okay.
Yeah. And he was like, well, we want to put you back on the protein. And I was like, yes, let's do it.
Well, so it's funny. It's funny.
And he basically, I got
that's the best advertisement you could ever have. He goes, right there.
Just they have S1s at camp. Grab one. Let me know what it is. I'll send to camp another helmet. Yeah. So I just went down and got another helmet.
Nice. So I actually have S1 supports us too. I actually have an extra helmet up there. If you want to grab it, let's do a little giveaway. I'm literally just thinking this on the fly, but like type in your best. I wish I had a helmet crash. I guess comment and I'll send you that helmet. Grab it. I don't know. It's one of those boxes.
What's right there? How are they going to do what's the rule?
Just comment on the video with like your crash story where like you wish you had a helmet type thing. So I told him to send me.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it's one of the like the ear cover, the retro lifer.
That's a sick one.
And it has all the pads.
That one saved Fudge's life a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dude, he hit so hard and really barely got knocked out. And if you weren't wearing a helmet, oh my God. Or a crappy helmet, that S1 killed.
I mean, I'm so happy I was wearing a helmet. Dude. I don't wear a helmet all the time when I ride street, so I'm glad I had one on for sure. So
here's the thing, like,
that's a nice helmet.
I used to not wear a helmet when I would ride street and stuff. And I look back and I'm like, that's the most
alive.
Ridiculous thing you can do.
Yeah.
The most dangerous type of riding.
Yeah.
Debatably.
Yeah.
Street riding, because there's so many variables that are like out of the norm or dangerous obstacles, right? And like it's not cool to wear a helmet. So like if you look at like the Drop the Hammer or maybe the I think it was Drop the Hammer. There's a bunch of clips me riding the street with just a hat on.
Yeah.
Just check me out, guys. I'm cool.
Yeah.
And luckily I didn't hit my face on the ground or my head doing that. But like now when I'm looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've hit my head so many times with the helmet on that like I'd be dead. And
that one you might have been.
That would have
hurt. Yeah,
that would have been bad.
Yeah. So yeah, they sent me another helmet after my fall recently, and then so I have mine, and then they sent me another one. Just was in the box, and I didn't know what to do with it. So when I was
give it away,
figured that would be a good opportunity to give out a helmet.
Making a cool looking helmet that saves people's lives.
To post their crash?
No. Just in the comments. Just a quick story. Yeah, a quick story of just like of a crash that they wish they had a helmet for. Let's do that.
What in the comments of when we post this on?
Yeah, on the podcast on YouTube.
When's the last time you got a black eye?
It's been a while.
No, the kids for the comments.
Oh yeah, no, we'll just do crash stuff.
When's the last time Jen punched you in the face?
One time only. Well, 2 times.
Twice. Same night.
Maybe a couple times, actually. Maybe 3 times. So,
someone's winning that helmet.
We actually, I thought about this a minute ago. We actually have this pretty fun game that we've been playing on tour.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually quite hilarious. And I noticed that like, you know, when you're on tour and you're in a truck with everybody and like everyone starts like talking trash or on funny stories come up, but inevitably someone gets like, oh, well, so-and-so, the gossip thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh man, we gotta stay out of this. So I basically said, hey guys, let's do a thing. If anyone says something negative, you have to do 10 push-ups. And I got everybody to play.
That's cool.
Even Catfish.
Yeah.
Even Catfish. He only made it half a day before he quit. But he did try. But
that's a sick game.
I think I single-handedly turned Dane Beardsley from like the angriest human alive to somebody quite positive.
I think of Dane as being very nice.
He's an angry human. Dane's like the nicest dude ever. But he's hilarious. He's always like, rah, 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 rah. He's always
crotchety old man.
He's getting buff. I'll tell you that much.
Oh wow,
push-ups.
Dane
buff and positive.
All right. I thought you were saying Dane Buffsley.
Yeah, we made the mistake of telling the kids in one of the shows that we started playing that game, and then they noticed that we were doing push-ups during the show.
Like bullying.
Anti-bullying. Like, oh, they're saying something negative. Look at them down there.
That's pretty good, though. That's good that that's good because it's like you guys are not perfect. Of course, you say negative shit.
No, but it's just fun stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Goofing off, and whatnot. But there's only a few people that we hate.
Well, I think we did reach our cap. It is after 7. I do got to grab the kiddo. But we could do a V3 easy.
Exactly.
So yeah, another time. Yeah. I mean, you're here.
You're one of the only
like
second reoccurring guests. So
yeah, I mean,
be the first third.
Yeah, do the third.
No one's done a third reoccurring.
Yeah,
we welcome you back to be the first third.
You, Mueller, and Nyquist are the only repeats, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I guess Corey because of the Walsh because of the news at the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, at one point the Fast and Loose guys were like every other
they were
one.
in here all the time. So
yeah.
But thank you, Morgan. Do you want to thank anybody? Do you want to thank some spanos? I don't know what Vortex is, but
Vortex. They make scopes for guns.
Oh,
rifles,
okay.
Rifle scopes and stuff like that.
Is that a sponsor of yours?
Can you just
Vortex?
That's interesting.
Can you just like be like a peeping Tom or something with them? Can you just do you need a gun?
That depends if you're a creep or not, I guess.
Okay. I'm just saying I could maybe put it on a telescope, like on a tripod, use it as a telescope or something.
I mean, yeah, you could technically, yeah. You could do that if you wanted to. They're made to go on firearms, rifles and stuff, red dots and whatnot. But yeah. Noveski Rifle Works, that's another sponsor.
Yes.
They make really nice, fine rifles.
Nice.
Good stuff. The high end, the bougie stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's like a crazy good feeling to like a nice gun.
Oh, dude.
Really? You have a collection, right? Like a bunch of nice
Lost
guns.
them all in a boating accident, unfortunately. But
what?
Yeah, they fell out of the boat. They're gone. Out of the lake. The lake water in my area gets taller every time there's, talk about taking guns away.
That's a.
Oh, you're not allowed to have guns? What's going on?
What
is
this?
No, it's just you don't. Yeah,
Texas, I thought it was all good.
No, there's always.
The more the better.
That's a running joke.
There's always talk in Washington of banning a bunch of different kinds of guns because they
so
scare people and this and that and whatnot.
They're maybe not
gravely misinformed humans on the subject, and they just think the option. They think the solution is just to get rid of them altogether, and that'll make illegal stuff go away.
Yeah.
Because when they banned drugs, that made the drug problem stop.
Well, I would just like to say that I've never shot a sawed-off shotgun at Morgan's house.
Oh, and who would do that?
No, never. It didn't bruise me or anything.
No.
So you're not allowed to have a sawed-off shotgun, but you got.
You're definitely not allowed to have a sawed-off.
That did not belong to me. Okay. Seriously, that actually doesn't belong. That.
Yeah, he's like, shut the fuck up. Shut up on that one.
No, that's just something that somebody I know that it comes around. It comes around when
fucked up person.
So you have
it's funny
enough legal guns that you get sponsors because
all my guns are legal. All of my guns are legal.
Yes.
Yeah, and I have sponsors in that industry, mostly because I because of like all the contacts I have with like the military side of things, like Bikes Over Baghdad type of stuff. And I have a lot of friends in the military, and I've got through those connections, I've met a lot of different gun companies, and they're like, "Oh, hey, cool, you like guns? Sweet, put a sticker on your helmet and give you free guns."
And they're expensive too, right?
Yes, please. I mean, if somebody if somebody wanted to give me a free gun, I'd probably take it. Too.
Oh yeah,
So,
Yeah.
So shout out to Vortex.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah, even one of those things.
Leave a comment. Win a free gun.
I'm on team multicam, so that's why I always wear the camo pants. Like the pants that I actually ride in, that you see me riding in all the time.
Oh,
the
no
knee pads
way.
built in.
Oh, there we
Those
go.
are actually military combat pants.
She knew we were talking about her.
They actually work.
Ooh, Oscar Blues.
Yeah. Oscar Blues.
That's dope.
email
I
back
love
right
when
now.
you started wearing those camo pants.
Yeah.
I feel like it fit your style so much, and like you went from the tight clothes to like baggy camo pants. I was like, oh, like this
cargo. I can hold all kinds of things.
But no,
Well, I mean,
was a
dude,
good
you showed the
fit.
clip where your pocket knife comes out when you.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. Whoa. So the pocket knife thing actually is kind of a joke, because I had it in my pocket when I looped the hellhole,
Oh.
and it's on the cover of Ride magazine. You can see my pocket knife, like the little clip in
Yeah.
the pocket. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I forgot I had my pocket knife in when I did that. And then fast forward like a year or two, or at X Games, and I'm riding Mega Ramp, and I'm going up.
Just for reference, since I know it's right here. This is the hellhole. This is what he's talking
that
about.
one right there. Yeah. So there's a pocket knife in my pocket in that cover shot. You can see because of the flash and whatnot. But so we're at X Games, and I'm riding, going up the elevator from Mega Ramp, and I think it was somebody, I forget who was in the elevator with me, but one of the guys that like is security or whatever is like, oh man, you still got a pocket knife in your pocket, right? I was like, oh yeah. I was like, you never know when you might have to cut your way out. I just made something stupid like that.
Like, oh, God.
And then it turned into like a joke that I always put my pocket knife in when I would ride.
Yeah.
And then I just started always having my pocket knife. Pocket.
That's a big knife.
You ever forget about that thing going to the airport?
I have. I usually carry a pocket knife.
I have.
I guess you're just so used to it, like to take it out too.
I have had a
God damn, let me see that thing.
That's another story. But I definitely went to the airport one time. I was
seen a
headed to
pocket knife
Estonia for simple session, and
You sponsored by a knife company?
accidentally had
Sawed-off shotgun.
8-inch K-bar.
Oh, K-bar is a
It's
real
knife.
knife.
It's a
Yeah.
giant knife.
Yeah.
In your bike bag?
It doesn't fold in my backpack. Tried to go through security with it. The guy's like, "Hey man, you got a knife in your bag?" And I was like, "A
I don't even know how to shut this thing. Here.
You're leaving Texas, so
proper knife etiquette, you always hand a knife back the way that it was given to you. So
How was it given to me?
I gave it to you open, so you hand it back open.
Okay, let's do it.
So you're good.
Oh, so that's
you're
probably
good.
right.
Yeah, you're good.
So then if I handed it to you shut, then you'd take it. If you opened it, you would then shut it to hand it back. That's proper knife etiquette.
Okay.
'Cause that's a free one for all the kids.
Oh,
out there.
cool. All right.
Proper knife etiquette. So if you're ever around a knife guy and they hand you a knife and it's open, you're like, oh, cool. And then you hand it back. If they give you a weird look, but they don't say anything, that's why. It's kind of like in the gun industry.
Good to know, because I feel like knife people would be the ones to
Yeah.
You know the
pissed at
thing.
you for
You know
doing something
the
wrong.
thing that holds
Not
all
really.
the ammunition that goes in a firearm.
the what?
It's
The
like-
clip?
Yeah, that thing. So in the gun world, if you say clip, that's immediately they know you don't know what you're talking about.
What's it called?
It's a magazine.
Magazine. What isn't it? What's the thing in like a handgun? That's just like slang
Magazine.
or
It's a
something.
magazine.
So what's
Magazine
clip
is a
mean?
box that holds ammunition.
Okay.
That is detachable.
So what's a clip?
So
Just
a
like
clip. There's a gun called an M1 Garand, which is actually from like World War II, I believe. And it has basically, it's like a clip that holds the back of the actual ammunition, and you push it into the magazine.
So
that's
it's something that
attached
has
to the
nothing to
gun.
do with.
You push it in there, and then when you fire, bang, 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 the last round, it goes ping, and it makes this ping noise. That's the clip.
But no one uses those really.
No.
Huh. Okay.
Just
magazine.
Call of Duty.
So it's a magazine. So it's, hey,
Magazine.
I need another
hand
mag.
the knife back. How it's handed. Cool.
You're doing good. You're off to a good start.
Fit in Texas.
I got you, fam.
Nice.
But yeah, if you come ride the park and you get some keys, come to the house, I'll let you shoot some guns that are not Cadillacs, and then I'll let you shoot a gun that is a Cadillac.
What's
i.e.
Cadillac?
like a
Noveski,
nice.
like a really nice gun.
Oh,
So you
okay.
got like a junker gun. You got like a Honda Civic.
Cool. Yeah, I want to do that.
And then you get a Ferrari. That's the difference.
Let's take a trip to Texas.
It's like
That'd be sick.
one of them feels like it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's dependable, but it's kind of it makes noises when you hold
Yeah.
it, squeaks and rattles, and then
Right.
you get a nice one that's like quiet when you shake
I could
it.
see. I could
It's
see how it works.
smooth.
Yeah.
And then when you shoot it, it's smooth when you shoot it, and you're just like, ooh, butter.
It's like
Yeah.
any industry, and you're gonna have the nice stuff and the shitty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
yeah.
gun industry, because
Yeah, and
money behind that.
Here's another rule of thumb: you pay for what you get when it comes to firearms. If you're buying a cheap gun, it's gonna feel like a cheap gun. If
Makes
you buy
sense.
a nice gun, it's gonna feel like a nice gun.
Yeah.
It's gonna shoot like a nice
Is
gun.
our harbor afraid of guns?
There are. It's called High Point.
Really?
Sorry, High Point. Said it. I think they know.
Hell yeah.
They know.
They got their
They know what
market.
they're doing.
They got their niche.
They do.
Anybody else you want to
That's
thank?
called
You?
gangbangers because the most deadly handgun on the planet is a High Point
Oh, really?
because they've killed the most people because they cost $85 and they throw them in a dumpster when they're done with it.
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
Just a quick
Disposable.
throwaway gun.
Yeah. Makes
Pretty
sense.
much. Yeah.
You want to thank Hoffman, obviously.
Yeah. Hoffman, Ethica, Empire. I always
Shout out to
forget my
Tom.
sponsors when I get put on the spot like this. So it makes me feel cool.
Anybody else?
Let's see.
The dentist.
So Team Multicam, obviously, like
Yeah.
the pants. That's Cry Precision. Those guys always hook me up. It's awesome. I'm on with them through like they do a lot of charity work for military and law enforcement stuff. So there's that. Yeah, my dentist, Dr. Teres, he kills it. He fixed all my teeth.
Shout out.
They're looking good too.
Yeah.
Looking good.
you.
And if he's going to help out Drew B, then I'll give him a plug on a random episode. Let me know.
I had a pretty long conversation with Drew last week and just kind of let me know what's going on with him, where he's at. And one of the things that he brought up, I don't think this is TMI, but his jaw is still kind of in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
From when it got broken, it's kind of.
I kind of noticed. Yeah.
And he can't open it the whole way.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, and I mean he's got wires and stuff all over the place. And I talked to Dr. Teres, who is one of the leading oral facial surgeons in the world right now, and it's unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
What he's capable of, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, you smash those teeth for a long time and they look perfect.
He literally
dude can kill it.
So whenever he fixed my teeth, I had a concern about putting implants in the front, right? Because I've always heard that if you hit that,
then it just makes it even worse. Yeah,
because you got these big like titanium screws right there.
Yeah,
and I was like, I've always heard that like it can be a bad idea to put implants in the front because if you smash them, bump, you pop all this bone out. You want to know what his response was when I told him that? When I voiced that concern, he goes, "It's okay, I can fix that."
That's cool.
He goes, "It's gonna hurt, but I can fix it. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
And like when I first saw him, I had
savage.
Like this tooth over here. I had that ripped out, literally ripped out of my head by a masochist dentist somewhere out here in the West Coast. I was on an Etnies trip and I fell at the Lake Forest Park and I smacked my face in the ground and I split two teeth. It was one tooth. I messed two of them up, but one of them split down the middle and the nerve was hanging out right here. So anytime you literally the nerve was hanging out of the tooth. And I was like, oh gosh. So I couldn't do anything. I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't eat.
Gust of wind.
So Poe was like, oh, let's just, I was like, I got to get this out of my head. So Poe was like, all right, we'll find a dentist. So he found a dentist. We walked in and I was like, can you please pull this tooth out? And the dude wasn't very happy that I wasn't one of his like regular customers or something, that I was a walk-in. So he was like, oh, fine, whatever. And then he numbs it up and nothing happened. He's like, he put the Novocaine or whatever it was in there and he comes back and he's like, taps on it. He's like, can you feel that? I was like, yeah, I can feel it. He's like, I'll put a little more. Comes back a little there, taps on it. I can feel that. 4 times this happened and no change. Like I could feel everything. And at that point I was like, just pull it out of my head, dude.
You're a goddamn animal. I said, knew he was gonna go there.
Pull it out of my head. Just get it out of my head. And he's like, all right. And he took the equivalent of a really expensive flathead screwdriver, stuck it in the crack and twisted until it popped and broke. And then he continued to dig the chunks out with the screwdriver. He basically was like prying the tooth out of my skull. And what he actually ended up doing was he actually broke the bone of my skull out up here, all around it. He broke all the bone out with the tooth, and
that's disgusting.
For several weeks,
fuck that
chunks
guy.
of bone were coming, were working their way out of the gum where the tooth was. I'd be like, why is there something like sharp right there? And I'd like play with it with my tongue, and then it would like get wiggle loose, and I'd pull it out, and it was a chunk of bone from my skull because he broke all this out up here.
Jesus.
So when Dr. Teres did like the initial like scan,
I'm more grossed out by this than the spleen stuff.
He's looking at it. He's like, okay, you've got there's not a lot of bone there. And I had one dentist actually tell me that they couldn't put a implant there because there wasn't enough
bone
there.
Yeah.
And Dr. Teres was like, yeah, whatever. I can fix that. That's easy. And he drilled out somewhere over here. He did like 3 or 4 implants for me. And wherever he drilled out, because you have to basically drill a hole to make room for the implant to go in there, which is just a big screw that they screw up in there, and then the bone heals over it. Then they come back and cut it open and put a post on, put a tooth. But where he drilled out the bone, he basically took that bone fragments that he drilled out, the dust, and stuck it where it was missing over here. And over like several months, it
Just
grew
fuses
in and it filled back in. And he literally made a space for him to basically come back and then drill and put another implant in.
Shout out to that guy.
He just like hooked me up.
Hell yeah.
He hooked me up, and the stuff he does is incredible. But I talked to Drew and about his situation, and I hit up Dr. Terez, and he was like, "I'd love to help him."
Oh yeah.
So
cool.
I think we're as soon as Drew gets to the point where he can schedule it to come down, we're gonna try to get him in Dr. Terez, see if we can get him fixed up.
Oh yeah.
Because his jaw is actually crooked too, so I can straighten him out.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff Terez has done, he showed me before and afters. It's amazing. No, it's amazing. Yeah, the before is blah, but after you're like, wow.
Oh yeah. Well, I do hate to cut you off. I wish we could talk longer, but the neighbor.
Yeah, we're gonna do
the neighbor did text me. He's like, "When are you gonna be done?" So he's like, "I gotta go somewhere." In
BMX is lucky to have you.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan.
I feel grateful to be able to have him on this podcast because I feel like Joe Rogan would have you on his podcast. You're like.
Literally. Yeah, you could do.
That'd be a fun
you
could be like you could be on any podcast and to have you on this one is like amazing. So thank you so much.
You know I love you.
3, 4, 5, anytime you're in town.
Yeah.
You just keep coming back because we didn't have to think of one thing. We just watched some video parts and talked to you, and we could have talked about your tooth for 45 minutes. You're insane.
I got more teeth stories. I have a whole pile of my teeth. So I have like,
no, we can't.
I just got to pick up his son.
I have all my trophies in the living room, and I literally have a pile of my teeth on.
Oh my God. All right. Pause.
Fucking pounds of flesh in your basement too.
We're going to continue this one. Much love, everyone. Unclicked. Thank you for listening. Morgan Wade, you're the best. Thanks, dude.
My guy.
We're going to do number 3 whenever you come back.
Love you.
Which I know you will soon.